Good morning, Jody. I give up. I don't know. For some reason, I cannot pull up. I cannot pull. Oh, wait a minute. 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 There we go. Here we go. All right. Now we're set to go. So who's all here? Lance is here. Frank's here. Also known as Jody. Thanks for popping in. Well, I couldn't pull up the live portion and the chat at the same time, but I finally figured it out. It's the old man mind going. I tell myself every day I don't want to be negative, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to function. But it is what it is. Morning, Skyfly. I haven't seen my gal Brenda. Um, she usually pops in by now. Mark White. Good morning, Mark. I haven't got a clue if TJ's out working or is at work or not, or if he's in the house or chewing down on a big bowl of cereal. I don't know. I just got back from doing 3 ships in a row. And so, like I say, I got a lot of editing to do. Not a lot of people along the water today because it's gonna be hotter than hell down there. The humidity is really high. No, the Air 3S order haven't gotten any. In fact, I can go and look right now. Let me go do that. No, I haven't gotten any. It still is pending. At this point in time, I don't care if it really is real and they send it, good for them. But um, hey, Captain Joe. Good morning, Skyfly. How you doing? Can fix stuff. Hey, how you doing? JDS is in the house. He pops in and out every once in a while, don't you, John? You're always welcome, my friend.
Downbound traffic to report. Check down wide version. Let's see. Traffic.
Here comes Mark. Hello, Mark. How you doing today?
Hi, Paul. Not too bad. It's a lot cooler.
How's the weather over there?
A lot cooler than it is over there, by the looks of it.
It's hot here.
It's 66. Humidity 59. 15 to 28 mile an hour wind.
Well, I don't like to hear that.
Mm.
Here comes Lance.
Morning,
Hello,
Lance.
Lance. What's going on?
Seems like Lance is struggling as usual.
Yep.
No audio, Lance. You're muted. There we go.
Like my white pair of pants hanging behind me. Morning, Paul. Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Lance. How are you doing today?
Good morning, chat.
So you're back home because you got to work this week?
Nope, still at the cabin.
Oh, okay.
He's all there all week, Paul.
Are you at the cabin all week long, or do you go back?
Yeah, go back on Friday.
Okay. Well, it's kind of good to get back in the saddle, right?
Yes.
Not been back to school yet. Apparently, that 21-year-old girl, Lottie Wold, turned pro after the Evian. So it was her first tournament as a pro this weekend, and she won by 3 shots.
Oh, really?
$255,500 she won.
That's not a lot of money for an athlete.
It is for the women golfers.
For 1 week, for 4 days.
Yeah, for 4 days' work.
Oh, that's what she got just for the tournament.
Yeah, just for winning the tournament.
Okay, okay.
Not bad for a 21 for her first paper.
Yeah, how old is she?
21.
Oh, wow.
Got 2 wins and a third in the last 3 weeks, she said.
So what's going on with you today, Lance? Anything just hanging or?
Yeah, just hanging out. Flew this morning. Nice sunrise.
Uh-huh.
Of course, as soon as I got the bird up and where I wanted it and wanted to start my time lapse, it said card fall or not enough room. So I thought, well, I'll just take some quick shots, some quick video, and bring it back. So I did. It'll be
Well,
sunny tomorrow. I'll do it
things like
tomorrow.
that happen, you know?
Yeah,
About the time you think you got it all figured out, there's that little bitty hook, you know?
exactly.
So, Mark, what have you been up to? Anything interesting or no?
Nah, nothing at all. I didn't get
No.
open. Didn't get open until 12 o'clock.
Oh, Joe put in the chat that he'd be here shortly, but
Mm.
man, excuse me. So is that picture you did that whale jumping? Did you take that or?
I did a couple winters ago in
Oh, okay.
Hawaii.
So that wasn't something you did this morning.
No, I ran across it. I thought, oh, I forgot I did that.
Yeah.
The whales run in Hawaii from about January to March in that time frame.
Russell wants to know if you're sitting in my lap, Lance. Russell's keeping an eye on you, Lance. So nothing much going on. I did did 3 ships this morning.
Is there anything interesting or just the same old,
The
same old?
weather, the weather's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's hot, steamy. You got some kind of a feedback going on there, Lance. So Not a lot going on today. I got up early, went and did those ships, then I had to take the trash out. Today's my trash day. And just another day at the Murray household.
Mhm.
Sunrise here. I'll show you in a second. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, that is right out of the camera. And see the change. That is the edit.
Well, yeah, you gotta primp them, that's for sure.
It's a little
Espe-
brighter.
Especially the low light stuff.
See that. See that yet.
Captain Joe.
Hey, yo.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, afternoon, early morning.
Morning, Joe.
How hot is it there, Paul?
It's not hot, but it's steamy. It's like 75 degrees. Feels like 82 because it's just so there's so much moisture in the air.
Paul, you're soft.
Yes, I know. I never liked hot weather ever.
Paul, it's
I don't mind
75
warm
degrees.
weather,
That's
but
not hot.
hot weather, like when I lived out in Kansas City, boy, that's some steamy stuff out there.
Yeah, I heard you say it was steaming, and I was thinking it's probably 80 degrees. It's 82 here with 78 humidity already. It feels like 90
Oh wow.
at 8:32 in the morning. That's steamy.
Yeah, but that
When you
you're
walk
kind.
outside and you sweat,
Are you used to that, Joe, or is that just
you
abnormal?
can't, you never get used to it.
Okay.
You go outside, you walk to the, put your trash out on the street, and you sweat. Now that's steamy. 75 degrees. Well, I love that right now. What's your humidity, you know?
Um, 82%. That's the reason, if you look at this, that's the reason everything's so hazy out here.
I thought that was your camera.
No,
Thought it was just Canada on fire.
Canada's. Well, there's a lot of that in the air too. You know, we get the wind brings in a lot of the smoke from the western fires.
Well, start of another week in paradise.
Mhm.
I got wound care at noon. I got to go up to.
Oh yeah. Now,
I see that.
how far away is that?
About 3 miles.
Oh, that's not bad. How's the pupper dogs doing?
They're here trying to beg for food.
Well, that's because they know you're a soft touch, Joe, which is fine.
Well, I got to give them a little bit because I got to give them their pills in the morning. So I give it to them when I eat.
Yeah.
It's easy to take a piece of egg and put it in the egg and they eat it real quick. I got eggs and sausage and pancakes this morning. No grits. Hey, Gitchy, you have a good day too.
Get you.
Okay, Gitchy.
80 degrees, feels like 87, 85% humidity. I was up all freaking night again. It's ridiculous. Be laying there sound asleep. And all of a sudden my shoulder starts killing me because I'm laying on it a certain way.
Oh, okay.
Wakes me up.
That shoulder's still been bothering you, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get an x-ray.
Here comes Dre. Hello, Dre.
Morning, Dre.
Good morning. I didn't want last to be lonely.
You guys crack me up.
Good job, Dre.
And plus, I had to come here and bother Joe with his little voodoo doll he put on me yesterday.
He put a voodoo spell on you?
He sure did. He was, had me chipping at him. He said, "Okay, karma gonna get you." And it sure enough did. I had to restart my show, Paul.
Wow.
Joe had that little voodoo doll. He put them pins in it.
Joe,
Yeah.
did you do that?
I just told him he was messing with me. I said, karma's a bitch. Then he messed up his show. I see we're all in the same room, so it's good.
Yeah. We're all having a group meeting.
You guys are ridiculous.
This is what you call a real Zoom meeting right here.
Yeah. I'm gonna start sending this out on the internet if anybody wants Paul's chair.
What's your T-shirt say on the front, Joe?
The normal isn't coming back, but Jesus is.
There
Oh,
you go.
okay.
So, Mark, what's going on? I heard a little bit. You was talking about somebody played, but you were referring to women's golf, I believe it was yesterday, weren't you, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I actually turned and watched about maybe 10 minutes of some live or live golf. And and after watching the Happy Gilmore 2, I said, man, how kind of similar it is.
Yeah. I think they
No,
definitely used the fact that live golf went in opposition to the PGA
Yeah,
and used the same story.
yeah, yeah. I was just just the atmosphere and the live golf is like is more of the fan interaction with the players and kind of like more of a up tempo type of
Yeah.
type of thing.
And the fact
But
that they,
I was just I had forgot that old Sergio went over to the live golf because I remember he used to talk a lot of trash when he was in the PGA, but he could never win. He could never close the deal.
he
So
won
he
a fair
jumped.
amount.
What's that?
Sergio won quite a bit.
I mean, he was always competitive, but I know when during the heyday of a few other folks of Mickelson and Woods and a couple other guys, he would come out. I mean, he would actually talk trash against them and then end up getting smoked.
But I think if you were watching Sergio yesterday, that wasn't live golf.
No, no, I heard he actually plays on that tour now,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it was a money move for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's much bigger payout from there.
Yeah,
But yes, yeah, over the weekend, Sergio was playing in the British Seniors Open at Sunningdale,
hmm
which was won by Padraig Harrington.
yeah. I saw Patrick finish up, and I forgot about Bubba Watson. Like I said, he's a couple of guys jump ships, and you don't hear about him anymore.
Yeah.
So Bubba was playing. He had a couple of nice shots there.
Yeah. The Harrington is now one of the few elite that has won both the British Open and the British Seniors Open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was Lottie Wold. She's 21 years old. Farnham in Surrey or Essex or somewhere down there.
Hmm.
I think she's at college in the States. But she won the Irish Open as an amateur 2 weeks ago. Came second, third in the Evian last week. Got enough points to get a European scorecard and turned pro. Won her first pro tournament in the Scottish Open over the weekend. $255,500 she won.
Well, I don't know about women's golf, but that's low money in men's golf.
Oh yeah, it's the women's golf is nowhere near the same amount. It's a lot more than it used to be, but it's not.
Oh yeah. But I mean, these guys walk away with $1 million+ checks after a weekend.
Oh yeah.
Other coffee cups.
Huh?
We put out our coffee cups. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our two favorites.
all that distortion sounded like TJ's wife.
I was gonna say, Joe, where were you at getting some pancakes or whatever? I heard you talking about when I first came in.
Well, I made them this morning.
Oh, you made them?
Oh,
Okay.
shoot, yeah, I cook most of the time.
All right. I thought maybe Lance's wife was whipping it up.
Most of the time I make mine. Yeah, last night I got to get back on that Manjaro. I'm losing weight, so I'm eating portions good. Y'all ate. Go away from me. Oh, you got food on the floor over there in the dish. Go. Up. He walked away. He goes. Like bitch. I know he's thinking that.
Mhm.
But last night I wanted something sweet. Now I have nothing sweet in the house. I went there and I said I could make a pancake. I made a pancake last night. Ate a pancake with a little syrup on it. That did it,
Yeah.
So this morning I had him in there. So I said, let me make the pancakes this morning. The two
You
eggs,
sound
two
like
pancakes, two
me
sausages.
last night. I didn't make no pancake. I mean, my wife went to the store and she don't never want to buy no snacks, nothing like that. So I'm like, what we got in this house?
Yeah.
I end up eating some barbecue flavored uh Fritos.
Yeah, that'll
Honey
work.
barbecue flavored Fritos.
When in doubt, eat a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have them. I never carry them. When I go to the coaches and them, but football, they got
Uh-huh.
they got boxes and boxes of all that shit.
Yeah.
So what I do is I go find the healthy stuff like the oatmeal squares, the protein
Right.
bars. I'll
Hmm.
grab one of those and throw it in my pocket. So
Yeah.
that might have it later tonight, when I have it.
Right.
Coach says he says just have at it, because
Hmm.
all these things are donated.
Yeah.
They got stacks and stacks of Gatorade, Powerade.
Hmm.
When I hang out over there, I'm always eating and drinking that stuff.
Yeah.
Only thing I have to do this week, only thing I have to do this week is I got to go to wound care today. That's at noon. And then it's 5 o'clock on Saturday, shoot the coaches and all the wives out. They're going to do it on Chifuncta River this year
Mm.
with the river as the background.
Right.
The change in the scenery.
Hmm.
And then go from there to one of the coaches' houses. And he's got big spread going out, barbecue stuff and everything.
Okay.
From briskets to chicken to wings, all kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Nope, go. I don't want to know your poop. Just go. That's what they went in the hallway, clicked over a dish, and come running back in here. Come here, come sleep. No, I don't want to see nothing. Go. But what I was saying, up all night, man. I tell you. Then I put some stuff on the shoulder to make the shoulder feel better. Lay down, and all of a sudden the ankle starts hurting
Doc, you
because the
should put
ankle
some
where it's wrapped
Oh.
Tylenol.
at, when the blood when you got it a certain. If I lay down with my leg flat, straight with me, the
Hmm.
ankle starts hurting because of blood flow.
Right.
It's like, come on, man. I sleep for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then something start hurting.
Mm.
Wake me up.
Maybe you need what I had, the
What?
angioplasty.
Well, no, this is because of the wrap on my leg. They got a wrap so tight.
Yeah.
Now, the best thing is going to happen this morning when she unwraps the leg and she's changing the bandage up top. She leaves the leg out there to air out, like basically, and let
Mm.
all the blood flow get back into it and everything. And then
Mm.
she'll completely wipe it down and wash it down. And boy, that's the best feeling in the world. you know. But this morning they're gonna do something I don't want them to do, or this afternoon. They got
Mm.
one little spot that's about, if you look at it in inches, it's about a half inch by a quarter inch. One little white spot right in the middle where they had like three freaking staples. And that's because it's three freaking staples together. It pinched the tissue. So she told me Friday, she said, yeah, that's the only spot right there that's not healing right. So what they're gonna have to do is take a scalpel. And that's enough right there. you know. You're talking about a scalpel and skin. No, no. No, she said they're gonna have to scrape that off, basically,
Hmm.
and get it to where it's open again, right there. So it'll heal.
Mm.
Debridement.
Hmm.
So I don't know what it's gonna feel like. you know.
I can't feel good.
Well, it could be dead skin, and because when they're doing some of the dead skin, they don't feel nothing. So it might be the same thing.
Right.
It might just come right off. But the girl is going to be doing it. She's a nurse practitioner, and she's pretty hot. So I can watch it. I'll watch her do it, and maybe I won't be thinking about what she's doing.
You watch her, huh?
Yeah, I've been watching. She's right next to me, like I'm laying right here. She's like right here. Like I'm getting a good look.
I don't know, Dre. I don't
She
know.
takes away all my pain. Let's put it that way. Hey, you got to have perks somewhere, you know. Hey, Dre, did you see did you see the banana duck yesterday?
Banana what?
Banana duck.
No.
When you got a 3D printer and you don't have one of these, you are nobody. Gotta have a banana duck. If you don't have one of these, you're nobody.
Okay.
I printed this last night in between all my waking up times.
Okay.
That
Banana,
goes,
that banana
that's,
duck, more landfill.
yeah, that's going to be a light box. And then I went back and I
That's
put
gonna be
letters
cool.
on it where it says 250th anniversary in the black,
Yeah.
1775, 2025. And so I'll print another one, see what that one does.
Okay. Hey, Paul, you're muted right now.
Here's the back.
I'm editing some music over
Oh,
here.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just saying that don't feel too bad. I think last night somebody had posted or said something on Paul Widgeon Big Show that they had jumped on that same deal you saw on eBay about getting the Air 3 for what, under $200.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
It,
they
it,
don't feel too excited either. Sometimes it's just too good to be true.
yeah, I
Did
know, but
everybody laugh at him?
at that price, I figure, what the hell, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because according to everything I can find out, and Joe's even said the same thing, Justin, that eBay will make sure you get your money back.
Yeah,
May
Yeah,
take
a
yeah.
a
while.
while.
You get your money turned. It's just a time process of
Yeah.
making sure who is the scammer or whatever the case is. They don't because people in the past have quickly filed a dispute and they end up getting the product later and then the seller is out of money, then vice versa. The seller never had the product to sell at that kind of price, and then the person who paid for it gets scammed out of their money. So they sit on it for a while.
Well, no, it's a simple print too. Real simple to do. But you
Mm.
put all the LEDs on the inside, it's got the little hole in the back for it to come out.
Yeah.
Real simple. Each part takes a couple of hours, so it doesn't take much.
Hmm.
When something that big takes 2 hours, like 4 hours total, that's not bad. But I get a kick out of watching that AMS unit when it starts doing the red, then it'll do the blue, then it does the white. Actually, did the white first, and it's
Hmm.
going all over the place with the white. And if you can see how they got the figures, that white is all over the place. Then they put the red in, and they put the blue in.
Mm.
Then it comes back with the black, puts the black in,
Okay.
and fills it all in. And when you're watching it, it's amazing to watch all these little spots that it goes back to.
Mm.
You know, to fill that in. I mean, it's crazy. I'm gonna make another one of those, and that'll be put in a box with the other Marine Corps stuff that I've been printing that extra of that I'm putting in a box, and all of that will be brought when my son gets off his ship. He can have it for his office or whatever he wants. I told him, I said, I'm not giving you this crap now. I said, I'll keep finding stuff for you. And I said, I'm even thinking about taking this one right here, and putting like his name on it for his desk.
Hmm.
You know, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to be the same rank as you are.
No, I'm not. I was a staff sergeant. He's about to be a
He's going to
captain.
be is he going to be lieutenant or captain?
Captain.
He's about to be a captain.
Yeah, but you're Captain Joe.
Yeah, but that's what you meant. I get it.
About to
I'm
be
gonna tell him
American
that.
Idol Joe here in a second
You know what I'm gonna do? When I
with his
give it to
little
him, I'm gonna say
famous
now
theme
now
song,
at the
man.
same rank like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, "What are you talking, staff sergeant?" He'll say that to me. And I said,
Uh-huh.
"No, that don't count. I'm a Captain Joe now. I'm Captain Joe America, bitch." I'm gonna say, "Bitch," like that. I'm gonna say, "Sir." But I answered that. I said, I'm Captain Joe America now, bitch. And then I'll stop for pause and I went, sir.
And then you got to whip out that new song on him. Said, see, they even put a song to it.
I'm glad I did that song. I really am.
Hey, it sounded really good yesterday on Drone Seekers.
No, I'm telling you, I got a lot of remarks for it too.
Yeah, yeah, sounded real
But you
good.
did, you said that's the Joe America anthem. That's what it is.
Yeah, I said, got
But
his
it
own.
said a lot. It said a lot. It
Yeah.
said 18 days in the hospital, a fight to stand because it was hard to get on my leg.
Mm-hmm.
2 surgeries later, you know, I'm back in the air again. The hospital walls tried to keep me down, but I'm airborne now.
Yeah.
And what I did is I went through and I put just about 10 points in there. He came out and he gave me the stuff and I looked at it and I wanted inspirational sounding.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through and I said, okay, let me change this. So I put it all on Word and then started changing everything around, added another chorus to it, added
Mm-hmm.
another verse to it. Because the one where it says, the lighthouse is shored up now against the tide. Her light is there to guide, you know?
Have you
And
heard
they
this,
still
Lance?
and they still didn't do anything to your face. That's the thing I shake my head about.
Have you heard it, Lance?
I have heard it, yes.
I said it's right up there with a school. What they call it at the school? Not the motto, but what they call the school alma mater. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's like anthem. I like, whoa, look at Joe go.
Yeah, I
Everybody was
did it.
like, ooh, man, you hear that? Did you
Yeah.
hear that verse? You hear what they said? I mean, he had everybody going yesterday on Drone
Yeah, I
Seekers.
did.
They thought it was an outright professional job. But who did he get to sing that for him?
Yeah. I told him I wanted male and female, a chorus sounding
Mm-hmm.
like that. I went through, I said orchestra, I said violins, but I could hear them in some place,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I said I wanted a crescendo, everything else in it.
Yeah.
And but after I got the words right, wait, this is the best part. After I got the words right, and I'm running it through and running it through, it's not giving me what I want. Then I get one that's perfect. I look up and I had a word wrong.
Mm.
So I had to go back and they won't let you just change the word. You got to do it
Oh,
again. So that's why it took me about 2.5 hours to write, about an hour to get it to generate right.
mm-hmm.
And
And
then it
that's just
still didn't do it at the end. Very
chat
end.
G is that chat GT or GPT or whatever?
No, that's Suno AI.
Suno AI.
It's still messed up at the end. It says at the very end, it says my leg might bend, right?
Mm-hmm.
My leg might bend, but my will is strong. Like this, it
Mm-hmm.
says at the very end, I changed it to my leg is going to mend
Oh, okay.
because my will is strong,
Mm-hmm.
like that. But it didn't pick it up. It left it the same way, and I said, sounds too good to mess up, and try it again. Leave it alone.
Mm.
Where the Paul go? He ran down to try to catch that shit.
He didn't say anything. He said it was editing at first. Then I didn't
Yeah,
realize
that's
he
all he
actually
was
got
doing.
up.
That ship snuck up on his ass.
Yeah. Or maybe that
That ship going
duplex
slow enough.
stuck up on
If he had a Mavic 3, he could fly from his house.
him.
Oh wait, he can't. He got 180-foot trees.
Yeah, and it's 5 miles away.
Is he that far away? I think he's no more than about a mile away.
He isn't, but he keeps saying he is.
Yeah. Yeah, the day he said that he had to go 5 miles out in the lake, I said, "What are you doing 5 miles out in the lake?" And I measured about where he was. It was like a little over a mile.
Yeah, I could say he can't be no more than a mile away.
No, he isn't. He just has no idea about distance.
He's actually he's 3,300 feet from he must have
He
an
just
order
he just
coming
grabbed
out.
he just grabbed a case of Pepsi.
Boy, he has trouble picking up stuff, but he doesn't have trouble picking up the Pepsi.
I can say he probably stock in the fridge. And good morning, Frank and JD and No Sunstar today. We can't fix stuff. Gitchy, I heard Gitchy already left.
Yeah, Get You was here, Get You was gone. That AI does that, comes and goes.
Mm.
Here's how I did. Let me show you. This is how I did the new one. Like this with the anniversary. Like that. But what I'm
Uh-huh.
trying to do, I want it to show all the way through. And I'm not getting it to show all the way through. I can't figure out how to make it. I can make it bigger, but then it protrudes on the wrong side. I don't want it. It's got to be flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to stay flat like that, or it's not going to print right. And I can't find out how to make it go down a little bit. It's a whole different story here. But
Mm-hmm.
if I can get it to go down and make it like on both sides, I can make it white on both sides so it will show better in the light.
Mm.
Either way, it's going to look good. It's going to show because it's white over on black.
Yeah.
Talk to Mad Props, he'll know. Or
Yeah,
might
I know.
know.
It's got to be. It's probably a real simple thing. It's
Or
probably a
Brad.
certain keystroke. I put it this way: I can't even get it to highlight the letter anymore since I cut it.
Who are the real good, Brad might know, Rodney might know, Dennis Lovelady might know. Those guys that print, that have been printing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to bring it into Tinkercad where I know I could do it right. I did it in the Tinkercad, then when I exported it back, it screwed it all up. It didn't give me my colors in the right place, everything. So it's like, nah, I have to do it here.
Uh-oh, Boston cream time.
That's because he had Dukalax yesterday. He's got a lot of room.
I can't disappoint Joe.
You've disappointed me enough, Paul. He Dukalaxed all day yesterday, so he made room for Boston Creams to start it all over again.
Yep.
Start the cycle.
Exactly.
So Lance, we down to what? You guys start in September or into August?
I go in the last 2 days of August. The kids come the Wednesday after Labor Day, which is good. Usually they come about the last 3 or 4 years, they've come the following Monday, which really rolls our school year to the end of June. So I'm glad kids are coming early, or
Yeah.
I
My
mean,
wife, well,
three
she's been.
days early.
They actually started last Wednesday, in teacher stuff. Kids don't show up until this Thursday.
And when do they officially start for the next school year?
Thursday, this Thursday coming up.
No way. That is
Yep.
ridiculous.
This Thursday coming up.
I'd quit.
Yeah.
Yep, that'd be July 31st. This Thursday.
No way. But she gets out in May, late May.
Yeah, she gets out before Memorial Day. The matter of fact, the Friday before Memorial Day, that's it. She's done.
Yeah. Yeah, now that's like a lot of the southern states. They get out in May and go back, but they don't go back till like mid-August.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Al. Hey, Joe, you see what Al put in the chat?
Initially, I had Captain Joe set to 0.20. When you change it, it will say, clipping, yes, it will change. Yeah, I did all of that, but I'm trying to get it I could cut it to where it's flat on the surface, but I want it to go further down. I'm trying to, even if before I cut it, I want to take let's say I make it 3 millimeters and the whole thing's 2 millimeters. I want to be able to put it flat on the surface and then have the text shift down, just go down. Because in Tinkercad, you hold the control key and you press the down key and it'll go down into the object. I can't get it to go down into the object. I can't figure out how to get that. I've tried it out with the control key, with the down key, all it crash. I can get it to go right, left, sideways, all kind of stuff, but I can't get it to go up or down. And that's what don't make sense. And then when I do extend it to where it goes through both sides, I don't care if it sticks out the other side 1/4 inch, because it's fine. That can still work. But as soon as I cut it off at the top to level it out, it's gone again. It brings it all back together. Yeah, 0.8. Base layer 16. Yeah, then look at that. Maybe that'll work. Look what the base layer is and make that a certain layer and see if that'll work. Technical. It's a whole different slicer. Works a whole bunch. Bamboo slicer works a little bit different than Tinkercad.
Paul, where's your son at today? He's sleeping in again?
My what?
Your son, Justin.
Oh, who knows?
Well, where's
Maybe,
TJ?
maybe he got into too big a burrito. I don't know.
After
Yeah, I'll
I
try
think
that
about it,
now. I'll try it.
I didn't see TJ in anybody's chat all day yesterday.
Oh yeah, he was on yesterday.
What was he on here? Or 'cause I know I didn't see him in Drone Seekers, and I didn't see him in my show, and I didn't see him in Paul Wedgenbig that Dominic hosted last night.
He was working yesterday afternoon. He was in the show yesterday morning before he
You
went.
said Dominic hosted?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dominic
Dominic
ran the show,
hosted
didn't he?
Paul Wedgenbig show last night.
Wedge wasn't on?
No, I guess he wasn't feeling well, so Dominic stepped up and hosted the show. He pulled a Paul on us, Joe. He let all the rest of us talk, and he just sat back.
Yeah, it won't take long. We'll be looking at Paul's chair. I don't know. He's editing right now, so we got him for at least an hour.
Okay.
Crescent City Connection. 1 dead, 1 injured in a road rage shooting.
Well, what did you think about all those people getting stabbed at the Walmart?
I
All
think
I
the
say
people.
is
Go ahead,
thankful
Greg.
that there were some citizens that stepped up to the plate to catch him.
Yeah. Should have been a citizen with a gun and shot his ass.
Yeah, that one, I'm surprised someone didn't. Where was that up in where would that happen? Arkansas or Michigan?
Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
You see, if it would happen here, and I'm in a Walmart down here, I guarantee you there's 15 people in Walmart walking around with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you stabbing somebody, you're justified.
Well,
Justified quick.
supposedly he was stopped by a guy with a gun, and the guy didn't shoot him.
That's because the guy has a gun and he shouldn't have a gun. If you're gonna carry a gun for your protection, you better be able to shoot somebody.
Well, he was ex-military, wasn't he?
I
It
don't
don't
know.
matter.
I didn't get all the details. I just know when they showed a picture of the guy, he looked like he was right off the streets or something. And,
Yeah, Dre will tell you, ex-military can get shot too.
as they say, get dropped like a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm telling you. If I'm serious, if I'm in Walmart and I see somebody stabbing somebody, and I got a clear shot, that sucker's going down.
So I guess it was just some random walk by stabbings because he said he hit 11 people.
I thought it
Yeah.
was
Well,
9.
the oldest one was 86 years old.
So that
Well,
right there just
that's when you
totally
need to shoot.
uncalled for. Yeah. Just on that alone, I don't care if he stabbed one, but that one person would have been that 80-something-year-old one. I said, dude, you way out of line.
Yeah, because he's just
Tell me
looking
that.
for a weak victim.
Yeah. Like I say, that's all it was. You look for somebody who wasn't going to fight back. And
Yeah. Hey, Paul, don't go to Walmart.
that's why I
There's
tell my
Boom. Hey,
parents
Boom.
about, I get concerned because they still think they can get out and get around. I said, people see you and they see victim.
Oh, I know.
They see how you can hardly get around and moving slow and everything else. And I'm like, you don't want your only child to wind up in state prison
Hey, Dre. I look
Yeah.
old and sometimes I walk around real slow, but come up and see if I'm a victim. I got a victim for you. Let me get it out my pocket. Yeah. And you shoot him twice and say, "Who's the victim now, mother?"
Like I say, you know, people, like
Motherfucker.
I say, you know, you go to the store, that's one of the last things you ever want to have to be concerned about when you just go into the store to pick up some items for your house or whatever it is some random idiot walking by
Yeah.
you, behind you, and stabbing you out of the blue.
I'm not, that's the only thing I've always worried about, getting stabbed,
Mhm.
because that could be bad. You know,
Oh,
it could be bad, it could not be bad. Got in one
yeah.
fight when I was in my 20s. We were at a bar, and the guy started a fight, and the guy pulled a knife and he caught me on my arm.
Mm,
And when he caught me on my arm, I kicked the shit out of him.
hmm.
You know, it was like, and I mean, I was ready to just tear his throat out. He was
Yeah.
bleeding from the mouth and everything. And I really thought about it. And I said I should have just crushed his larynx. You know, just let him breathe like that.
Mm,
You know, and it wasn't a bad cut. He just, I saw it was as he swung it, and I was able to almost get out the way, just
yeah.
sliced a little bit. But but that's the only thing I worry about. If somebody sneaks up on you and gets you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what could be bad. But
Hmm.
if I see you coming, I will not hesitate, because I'd rather deal with it later, and you're fully justified.
Hmm.
Because my son, both my sons, tell me all the time they're waiting to hear it on the news one day I shot somebody. They said, because we know it's gonna happen. Now I did it when I was in the Marine Corps in 1975. I was walking guard duty, and the guy was breaking into the armory.
Yeah, you told me
And
about that.
yeah, and I came back around that building, and when I hollered halt, I seen a flash.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it, but I saw the flash. The
Yeah.
adrenaline was kicking in, and I had a shotgun with that double aught buck. I pulled all
Yep.
three shots, three quick shots, and that third shot, I pulled that thing right off my hip on my second shot, and that
Hmm.
third shot hit me on the hip, knocked me down. I thought I was shot. I reached down, I'm looking for blood, and I'm saying,
Yeah,
God
you
darn it,
feeling for
you
that
know?
wet spot.
Yeah, I was looking nothing, right?
Yeah.
But he shot off three shots before I got a shot off.
Mm,
And I think I actually got off three shots as I was shooting at the same time, I think it was. And when I was on the ground behind me in the tree, there was a bullet.
mm.
So that knocking me down may have stopped me from getting shot.
Yep. Saved your life.
It could have been. But that double R bucket was like, because you got it on your hip with that little sawed-off shotgun we carried,
Hmm.
and you go, and when I pull it the second time, I come off my hip. And when I
Mm.
pull that last one, that sucker come back. Oh, God darn it, I remember that pain.
Yeah.
It took me down.
Especially if we catch you
Quick.
right in that gap between your in the hip area in the front,
Yeah, right there.
because you ain't got nothing there. It's just bone.
Boy,
Yeah.
sucker. I was down on the ground. I had that pain. I felt it in my eyes. I remember that. I'm laying there and I'm going, oh, Jesus. And I'm looking at the guy. The guy's on the ground screaming. So I know
Yeah.
he ain't coming up. And the gun's laying on the ground next to him. And I got the gun back.
Yeah.
And I had two more rounds in it. And I'm looking over at him and I could hear you ever been to Lejeune?
No, I never
Not
been on the
Lejeune.
main base
Yeah,
of Lejeune.
Lejeune. Lejeune, the main base, they had all the barracks in one area right off the parade deck.
Mm-hmm.
And the MPs had their barracks right there. The armory was right there by the parade deck. All of a sudden, they threw on extra lights out in the parking lot, and you seen all these MPs running over in their
Yeah.
underwear and everything,
Yeah.
you know,
So that's
coming to
what
see
I
what
was going to
happened.
ask you where did this occur? 'Cause I said if it happened in the main part of the base, near the
Yeah.
barracks or other. It's like everybody would have heard the shots. One, everybody was like, "Who the heck is shooting?"
Well, it was a, I'd say not even 100 yards to the barracks. So when I pulled off the three shots, All of a sudden, I seen lights come on in the parking lot. They
Heck
must have had
yeah.
a switch somewhere to turn on extra lights.
Uh-huh.
And I seen all these people running out the barracks. And I looked over, and it was the MP barracks. All of them running.
Mm-hmm.
Running over to see what was going on. I'm on the ground, and I got all these guys checking me out and checking the other guy out in their underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got their
Well,
boxes on.
I know back then they still had somebody on duty every night
Oh
in the
yeah,
barracks. Because it was like that when I was at 29 Palms. We still have people standing duty every night. Fire watch, if you want to call it most
oh yeah,
basic thing.
yeah. We did
Somebody
that.
was on duty.
Yeah, I mean, my barracks was the first barracks right by the armory, and I used
Mm-hmm.
to walk from where I worked in the supply place to It was like there was 4 lanes you could park cars in, and then you would boom in the barracks.
Right.
So that's what it was. It was 4 lanes, like 3 streets. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't that big.
No, I can say everybody heard that. They probably wonder who the hell is shooting on the base. We ain't next to the
Like I
rifle
said, I
range.
didn't hear his shots. I just saw
Mhm.
the flash. It's just the adrenaline was there.
Yeah, but I'm just imagining who the people in the barracks hearing a total of 6, gunshots, and that shotgun is a very distinctive sound compared
That
to a
shotgun woke
pistol.
everybody up.
Yeah, I'm like, so everybody know it's a gunfight because they hear the
Yeah.
crack of the pistol, crack, crack, crack,
Boom,
and
boom,
also get the
boom.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, somebody's shooting somebody.
Yeah, yeah. And ain't
Yeah, they
nobody
come
supposed to
running
have a
out.
weapon out on base unless you at the range or unless you stand in guard.
That's
Ain't
right.
nobody else got a weapon. All the weapons in armor.
So they knew it was
Yeah,
somebody. It was standing guard right off
yeah,
the bat.
yeah.
Who you
So
shooting at? A squirrel or what?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody saying, why the heck is he firing off a weapon? And then like 2 different weapons. Oh man, you got everybody's attention.
But that was my first night on guard duty, and I told because I worked in supply port. The armory was right there in
Mm-hmm.
supply. It was one building. And
Yeah.
we knew somebody had broke into it, and one of the weapons was taken.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew that. And
Yeah.
then a couple of weeks later, it was broken into again, and the weapon was put back. So
Same weapon that
somebody,
was Nas put back.
yeah, it was a personal weapon that was being taken,
Oh.
personal weapons, but it was brought back, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then we noticed somebody trying to break into it again.
Mm.
So I looked at the master gun and I said, "Can I walk guard duty? I'll get him."
Mm.
And he started laughing. He says, "You can have guard duty tonight if you want." I said, "Sure."
Mm-hmm.
That night, I walked it, and like I said, I kept going around and around the same thing, and I was
Yeah.
getting bored. I was getting pissed that I was walking guard duty now. And then I said, "You know what?" And when I walked around, it had rained early. I noticed there was some footprints by the window
Mm.
because I had my path and everything was clean. I noticed footprints by the window. I said, I got that bitch." That's what I was
Mm.
thinking. I'm gonna get him. I didn't think I was gonna be shooting.
Wow.
I thought I'd be able to hold them to the ground or something, get them on the ground, because you train to, hey, take 3 steps back, lay flat on your face, put your ID card next to you, all that shit.
Mm.
Yeah, it don't work that way. You say, halt, pop, pop, you start shooting.
I almost shot my own lieutenant when I was on guard duty down in Charleston when he was doing the security for the Navy down there on the nuclear subs. And he come out there, I'm walking post, like you said, back and forth and stuff.
Yeah.
And he called himself out there trying to test us and stuff, and he almost got shot. And then I caught him coming up near the stairs to the building, and all he heard me say is freeze right there. I said, hold right there. And he heard me jack that round, that shotgun. And he's like,
Oh yeah. That's when everything be like Richard Pryor, like,
yep, that's
yeah,
about what it was. Like,
you stop. We had that lieutenant out of 29 Palms he was second lieutenant, and he was
mm-hmm,
out there in the middle of the night shooting the kangaroo rats. And he wandered into the ammo dump.
yeah,
And you heard the shots, and you knew I could tell it was a 22. It wasn't much.
mm-hmm,
And I'm a sergeant of the guard, and I'm walking up the hill. And you got to walk
mm-hmm,
up the hill at 29 Palms.
yep,
It's a pain in the ass hill.
yeah,
You're out of breath by the time you get up there, no matter what kind of shape you're in. So I got up there and I got a 45 and I got it on my side, walking with my on my hand, and I'm looking around for something and I see I see a shadowy figure and I see the shot. So I
Mhm.
start getting that way, and I'm coming up behind the guy, and I turn around, I holler, halt, stop. I said put the weapon down. I said, you're on the ammo dump, like that. And
Mm.
the guy looks at me like this, and he goes, oh shit, I'm on the ammo dump. I said, you're on the ammo dump. And I got a weapon on him. I said, I want you to put that
Mhm.
rifle down. And he's
Yeah.
starting to turn slowly towards me.
Oh, no, 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 no.
And I told him, I said, if you keep turning, you will have a round in you, like this.
Yeah.
And I'd already shot the other guy before, so I don't care now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I got this thing, and my finger's on the trigger, and I'm pulling back, right? I'm starting to pull
Yeah.
back I'm getting ready to shoot him about this time. And he goes, look, dude, he said, Sergeant, he said, look, I apologize. I'm new to the base. I'm a second lieutenant. And he had the haircut. I didn't know who he was. He says,
Yeah.
I'll show you my ID and everything. Let me just go back and get away from here. I don't want to get in all the
Well,
trouble I'm gonna be in.
like I
I
said,
said,
you got to think who else is going to be out there? Ain't nothing out there. You can't say that you
yeah,
walked off out of your neighborhood. I said, ain't nothing out there but military. So
yeah.
you knew it was
So,
somebody in
so
the military out there shooting around.
well, you could tell. And
Yeah.
I said, sir, I said, I can't allow you to do that. I said, the MPs, and you can look down the hill. You already saw the MPs coming.
Mm-hmm.
But they're already coming. I said, sir, you have to deal with this. He
Yeah.
says, I don't know if I want to deal with this. Like this. He starts turning a little bit more, right? And about that time, I said, sir, if you keep turning, I'm gonna shoot you.
that plain and
I said, with
simple.
that weapon in your hand, I will shoot you right now.
Yeah.
And he says, Sergeant, you won't shoot me. Like this.
Don't
And as
try.
he starts to turn, my buddy Hawk was coming up I saw Hawk coming up from behind. Hawk
Mm-hmm.
come up behind and put a shotgun right against his ear and said, put the effing weapon down now. Just like that. He put it right on his ear. He said, put it down now. You won't have any hit.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawk was 6'8".
Mm.
Hawk was looking down at the guy. He
Mm.
just walked up and he went, put the freaking weapon down,
Yeah.
The guy put it down. They came up there, locked him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Put him in cuffs. Like, hey.
I think it was 2 days later I heard that he resigned and he was leaving the military.
Yeah. They probably didn't give him much
Because he
choice.
was being stupid in the middle of the night.
How
I say,
old a guy was he?
if he's
He was
second
probably in
lieutenant,
his
he couldn't have
20s,
been no more than
about
about
24.
24, 25.
Yeah, and he was second lieutenant, brand new to the base.
Yeah.
It might have been his first duty station, but probably has something to do with radio.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the radio schools out there.
Yeah. C&E right towards that end, well, the closest school to the, but he was been bitty bopping around. I know where the ammo dump is. You actually got to pass the rifle range
Yeah,
to
you got to
get
do
to the
all that
ammo
shit.
dump.
Yeah.
So he had to be diddy bopping for quite a while out there.
Well, if you go out to the rifle range at night and shoot all of them you want, nobody's gonna bother you.
Yeah, so they expect rounds to be shot. They don't know if it's somebody out there doing target practice or whatever. But I say, but I'm just saying from the C&E barracks where they're at, and I say
Yeah.
there is nothing. There's no housing past the rifle range in 29 Palms.
Oh yeah.
Because even the officer housing, which is on the opposite side of the main road,
Yeah.
Adobe Road, is to
Yeah,
the
when you first
south,
come in.
it stops before you get to the rifle range.
Yep.
So I'm saying this guy had to be diddy bopping for quite a while to be out there near the ammo dump. That means he walked past the range, even I think it's even maybe close to another half a mile before you hit the ammo dump once you pass the rifle range.
Mine
Well,
just
when I did I did sergeant go to there twice while I was there. And when I went out there both times, one time was wintertime, one time was summertime. I'd rather do the summertime, let's put it that way. And I actually did
Yeah.
wintertime as a post. I walked the post 3 times until there. And
Yeah, I
but
did
when I
it
went out
right
there as
at the
sergeant to
change
guard,
because I know in the daytime it wasn't bad, it wasn't like over hot
Yeah.
when I go out there, but nighttime, oh man, it was me. I go out there and visit when the guards out there, him, me, and a kangaroo rat all sitting in that shed together trying to stay warm.
no, that's what I was gonna tell you. It was so cold one night. It's actually it's on a hill, a little bit of hill.
Yeah,
So you could look and see the main road to see if anybody's coming.
yeah, oh yeah,
And so you got a view of everything. So you could sit down there all you want. Nobody
Mhm.
ever gonna bother you. You don't have to walk there if you
No.
don't want to.
Like I say, nobody's
But
coming out there unless you gonna know in advance. They're gonna tell you, hey, certain times, 1,500 hours, yada 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 is coming out there to
yeah,
pick up some ammo.
but we were on 4 hour shifts, and it was two of us, so we were alternating the 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going. I remember coming back after the first 4 hours, and I was going to go back like midnight to 4. That was my next shift, and it was so freaking cold. I had two pair of socks, a pair of long johns, military long johns, the regular utilities. I
Yeah.
had a sweater underneath. I had a field jacket, and it was still cold. I had a Parker I brought with me too, just in case to get the wind off of me.
Yeah.
And it got so cold up there, I took the butt of the rifle and made an indentation in the sand so I could lay in it. And I got it where because it was windy and the wind wasn't helping. So
Right.
I dug this thing out so I could lay in there, and I was even with the sand. That's how deep I made it, so
Mm.
that the wind wouldn't hit me, and it was
Yeah.
actually kind of
Blow.
warm, right? And I felt something touch me, and I looked down. It was a kangaroo rat. He got next to me to get warm. I said, "You can stay right there." I had a kangaroo rat laying next to me.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you know.
How big was the
But
kangaroo rat?
About
just
palm
like
of
a
your
regular
hand as
size
big as
rat.
they get. They're
Yeah,
very small.
they're not big. But I used to look like Rambo when I was a sergeant at the guard out there. I had a um I had a Benjamin Pump 22 caliber pistol. And I used to have all my stuff on. I had a strap going across with it sitting right here. And I'd go and they'd look at me and they'd look at the thing and they'd say, "What's that?" It's a pellet rifle. I'm a pellet pistol. I said, if I go out there and I might shoot a kangaroo rat or two.
Mm.
So I'd be walking the post shooting kangaroo rats out there. But I wasn't doing it with a 22. I
Mm.
wasn't doing it where you could hear it,
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
you'd be walking out there and run into a freaking rattlesnake.
Yep.
And that's what main reason I brought it out there. I shot about 10 rattlesnakes while I was on guard duty.
Run into the rattlesnake, running scorpions,
Well, yeah.
big old tarantulas.
I had an aquarium. Ready for this? I had an
Mm-hmm.
aquarium full of horned-toad lizards. Every time I saw one, I grab it and I bring it back and I put it in my aquarium. I had about 10 of them.
I mean,
Mm.
horny toads.
Yeah, the horny toads. Those are fun. Yeah, they get mad at each other and they pick their eyes up like this and they shoot stuff out their eyes at each other.
Mm.
They were pretty cool.
Those are actually kind of hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, they
Must
bury
have a lot
themselves.
out in that area.
Yeah, they stay right at the surface. The only time when you're really looking, you got to find them in the daytime. And the only time you really find them is when you're really paying attention. You notice a path, but then the path goes, and then you look in the sand real good, and you'll see the little humps. You go over there and you just touch it, and they come jumping up. And you got to make sure you got to touch it with something like a stick, because sometimes you touch it and it's a rattlesnake. I found that out one time.
Well, gopher snakes too. They'll actually mimic rattlesnakes. They'll make the rattling noise and shake their tail,
Oh yeah.
but completely harmless.
I'll be right back.
Well, good morning, Justin.
Warner.
Well, everybody's been asking for you, Justin. They says, is he still sleeping in, or did he have a big burrito dinner last night, or what?
Mm.
Well, I don't know what a burrito dinner would have to do with me being here in the morning, but okay.
Well, it depends upon how the burritos affect you.
I figure out what I want to eat for breakfast.
Well, you could get yourself a big bowl of cereal.
I don't feel like cereal.
So you're going to make yourself something or go get something?
No, I'm making something. I'm just looking to see what there is.
Open the fridge and get all the leftovers out. well, you kill two birds with one stone.
I have some oatmeal. Actually sounds pretty good. We had that in a while. How'd the rest of your show go last night, Dre?
Oh, well, pretty good for us, on my end. I always got to ask others how it's like. I said, I don't wear any, headphones or earpieces when I do it. So, I heard you say it sounded good.
Yeah, I put in there, I said 8th like hashtag don't let Joe win.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell, though. He said karma's a bitch, and then 10 minutes later, fucking Dre's live stream fucked up. I was
Voodoo
like,
doll.
oh my
Voodoo doll.
Well, like I say, from the because I can watch the comments that I put on the second screen, so I didn't hear anybody say there was any problems. That most folks said about the audio was very clear, and so everything went pretty smooth.
Yeah, when I left, it was doing good. I was bouncing between a couple live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Jason was over there doing karaoke. He wanted me to go over there with him. I said, no, I'm not doing karaoke online.
Oh Lord, did you hear him? I had to turn it off.
Oh, Boone's making an
Hey,
appearance.
hi to Boone. Say hi, Boone. Hi, Boone. Hi, Boone.
Booner.
Yeah, he asked me yesterday to come on
Wait.
there with him. I was like, oh, hell no.
I think he wants to go outside, but it's so damn hot out. But I'll let him out.
It's not hot. It's not hot to him. It's only like 80 degrees, Paul.
Yeah, how hot is it where Paul's at?
Like 80
Degrees, but the
Oh,
humidity
shit,
is
that ain't
high.
nothing.
in a week.
80
You
degrees
softball.
ain't
You
shit.
softball. Put Paul in New Orleans for a week. See what happens.
75
Hey,
acres.
hey,
Okay.
did you see Dre last night? He's wearing that tight DJI shirt with the short sleeves to make him look bigger.
I heard you say that about
Yeah. Yeah, I got one of those shirts in the back. It says "Drone Life." It came in, and I ordered a 3X, and it
Mhm.
came in 3X ladies.
him.
And I looked at it and I said, "Ladies," and I went back and looked at my order, and my order said "men." So they sent the wrong one, right? So
Yeah.
I told them, I said, "You sent me the wrong one. Let me return it through Amazon." They said, "Keep it."
Mm-hmm.
So I put it on, and when I put it on, it looked like that DJI shirt you got. The sleeves are
Mm-hmm.
way up to here, my muscles be, like
Yeah.
it works, but it's so short.
Because each one of them shirts are 2X or 3X. It's like, I said, dude.
I've
I
lost so
said,
much weight, my 3X's now swallow me.
yeah. I said, next
I'm
size
actually
you
I could
want to
get
get
into a
is
1X.
damn, you big.
Yeah, make it look big. Hey, by the way, you said that they all asked for you there, Justin. Paul said that it did. We even wrote a song for you. Said it went on down to the Audubon Zoo and they all asked for you.
I'm sure everybody was asking. Well, usually when he says that, it's just because he asked where I was
Yeah, Paul's the only one that asked. Nobody else. Nobody cares.
at.
It's like I'll be listening to the show before I come on, and I'll listen to the show for maybe a half hour if I'm doing something. Maybe 45 minutes. I'll come on and say, "Yeah, everybody was asking about you. Ain't nobody said shit about me. It's all in mine. It's mine." How's that look, Justin?
I'm in the kitchen right now, so I can't see what you're showing me.
Well, tell me when you come back.
All right. I'll be back in a second. Almost done. So any word on Judson up there with the job or no? The cops?
Well, he's not gonna be a cop till January. We know that.
Okay.
He's working with that place called Koala that does the installation.
Right.
Mhm.
So he's learning, he's actually on the track to become a master installer with the foam and all this stuff. So his pay is going to go up to about $30 an hour, 35 an hour, I think it was. He's making 27 now. He's going to go up to like 35 an hour. And he's working 12, 13-hour days. So he's making money. So he's content except for the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day he said it was so bad between the two of them, they had to take breaks about 4 times because of the heat. And he said they got all the stuff of fluids and everything to drink with him and everything. He said, but he caught and he's in great shape. He's in great shape. He said he caught a Charlie horse in his leg, that his leg straightened out, and he said he couldn't bend anything. And he was up in the attic and told him, I gotta get outside for a minute because he said he was getting queasy up there. And he
Mhm.
said he had to hop around with one leg to get down out this attic. Got out the attic, got out to where the ice chest was, and he said he just started threw a rag in the ice chest and started cooling himself down like that. He said because he felt like he was gonna pass out. It was that
Mhm.
bad. And he's
Yeah.
because that was one of the days that Wilmington had a heat index of like 110. And when he got home that night, when he went to then he left there and went to the gym like he always does. He goes to the gym after all that going on, right? Weighs himself when he walks to the gym like he always does. He was 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
He had lost
Oh,
10 pounds out there.
yeah, man, them addicts ain't no joke in the summertime. Even during the winter, they can be hot as shit up there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say now the summer can be brutal. Days like that, going to work in the wintertime when it's cold, and you can't feel your fingers. Then you be praying for them hot days.
Oh, there's nothing worse when you bust your knuckles and it's cold out.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
That's one of the worst.
talking about busting knuckles when you're working on a car and you're working on the engine, you already know you're gonna bust your knuckles sometime. You just don't know when. You get out there and you be working with a wrench and you say, okay, this is not the time. And that sucker slip and you rake it across the engine and you knock about 6 knuckles loose.
Yeah, I went on a bit of a rabbit hole talking about working on cars last night, watching that guy Royalty Auto. Is a Facebook page. Pretty interesting videos. He started doing comparisons of because he's like a big Snap-on fan, and he started doing comparisons of Harbor Freight's Icon brand with Snap-on. Oh, dude, he's gotten so much heat online because the Icon shit is blowing some of the Snap-on stuff out the water. That's like a quarter of the price. Got some good videos there. All right, I'm back. Joe, what do you want to show me? Oh, nice.
I got
Another light
a little
box.
light box. Real easy to make.
Dude, his house is gonna look like a damn sign, a freaking sign store.
Well, I'm making
all,
that's gonna go to my son in the Marine Corps.
all the light boxes you've been making.
What I'm doing is I've got a box that I'm just making them and putting padding in between and leaving them all in there for him. So when he comes next whatever 9 months from now, whatever it is, when he shows up here, I'll say, "Here, take it." Shoot, I'm gonna have him putting them on his desk, showing them off. And if somebody wants one, he'll say, "Yeah, my dad will make it for you. $25 in shipping." I'm gonna have me a side hustle off his desk watch. Dre will tell you, make money any way you can.
That's it. It's all part of the hustle.
Yeah, hey, I like that cup. Yeah, my dad will make it for you, $25.
Mm-hmm.
It cost me 10. You know, I'll do it for 20, make 9. I'll be happy. I don't have to pay the shipping. I gotta ask him if you ever got his cup. He's been on. They had the pre-deployment. They took 7 days off. It took a 7 day leave, right? He and his
Mhm.
wife, as soon as he came home, picked up his wife. They went out to the Outer Banks and spent the week on the Outer Banks of North Carolina
Cool.
for the week. Now he's got his 28th. I think he leaves the 12th. I think it is. Hey, it's my nephew's birthday today. Gotta wish him a happy birthday.
It's my dad's birthday today.
Yeah, these guys right here. If you want to watch some good mechanic videos, these guys are really good. Royalty Auto Service. They're actually out of Florida. I figured that out after watching some of his videos. They really know their shit, man. He was the one that fixed that car. I told you he kept calling 911, that Mercedes. There was a short under one of the driver's seat, and it kept forcing the car to call 911 over and over again. So they had to like get in this car, turn it on, and then like rush and try to figure out the problem as quick as they could, because every 10 seconds 911 was answering, and they had to let them know, hey, we're trying to fix it. Nothing we can do. And yeah, it was crazy.
Dealership couldn't figure it out, huh?
Nope. He figured out what it was. Like I said, this guy's the guy. He's kind of, from what I've gathered watching his videos, he's kind of like the house of mechanics.
Yeah. I'm just saying, from a customer and whoever he bought the car from situation, I'll be returning that sucker for another one.
So yeah, and check this out, Dre. So he was working on this car. I think it was a Dodge Dart, and it went to 3 dealerships and 4 other garages, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with this car.
Mm-hmm.
You turned it on, it sounded like the motor was just making every knocking noise imaginable. He finds out it's just a burnt fuse.
Mm.
A fuse in the fuse box, one of the fuses went haywire, and but it
Mm-hmm.
was still making a connection because it was fucked up.
Mm.
And he was able to get in there and fix the prongs and put a new fuse in there, fired right up and ran perfect.
Wow.
It was all just one little fuse, and none of these garages could figure it out.
Speaking of
Yeah,
which, my daughter's car is still sitting out there. They haven't come and checked it. They haven't brought me the keys. The other night she was bitching about, she was scared it was going to flood because it was raining. I
Mhm.
said, y'all need to come over here. Y'all have the keys. Y'all the ones in command on this. You have to do everything. And she ain't even called me in 2 days. The boyfriend's probably not working, so they're going to be short on rent and all of this because he don't have a car to work.
Well,
And
they can
she's
always
sitting out
move
there.
in, they can always move in with you, right?
Bullshit. Bullshit. Ain't nobody moving in here. I already told her. If y'all get kicked out that place, you better find a place to live. You ain't moving in here.
You know, Joe loves her boyfriend. I want to see him out on the street.
I don't care. They're not moving in here. Don't. They're too bad. See, she knows I'm making money right now, and she thinks I'm gonna say, well, I'll get it fixed for you." Bullshit. I ain't been giving you a penny, bitch. I'm sorry.
Didn't your daughter have a GoFundMe on Facebook?
Yeah, she's got one right now on Facebook right now. She's got about $540. She keeps telling me, "Can you repost it?" I said, "I'm not reposting it. It's posted." Well, repost it again so people see it.
That's
I
how
said,
I
"People
saw
see
it.
it."
Was you had to repost it once, like a week or 2 ago or something?
Yeah. It's on there. It's on my Instagram. That's all I'm doing for you.
No, if you keep reposting it over and over again, people are going to get sick of seeing it, and they're just going to
Well,
block it.
that they're gonna think it's a scam.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
No, she's in a bind right now because she's got about 3 more weeks before she can go back to work. She's got bills to pay too. You know, I mean, she had a lot of stuff going on. No money coming in. But you see, you got to have some responsibility. and she was on unemployment. Getting unemployment was covering stuff until she found her job. And in the last 3 weeks before she got her job, she screwed up and put it in late, so they canceled the unemployment.
Mm.
So she lost 4 weeks of unemployment because she wouldn't call them back and say, "Look, I'm still unemployed." She didn't call them back, so she lost $1,000 right there.
Mm.
Wow.
I said, that's you. That's nobody else. That's you. Why does everything go good for other people, not for me? I said, because of you. I said, get out your own way. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't sleep all day, you know?
Mm.
So it's like, I can't do anything for her. I got to the point where I've done everything I can.
They're behind on rent and everything too over there.
No, the rent comes due the first. I sure hope they got it.
As long as she didn't spend any of that money she got so far.
Well, I'll put it like this. They have the rent because the ex-wife makes the money to pay the rent. But then if she pays the rent and the boyfriend don't come up with the other half, the boyfriend's paying 2/3 of it right now because all of them pay the third rent. The boyfriend could pay the rent because he makes the money when he goes to work. But he's not going to work now because he don't have a car to drive.
Mm.
So if you don't have a car to drive, why is it sitting over here for 4 days and nobody working on it? You know?
Don't they have
I told him what it
cars
was.
between the
I
two
said,
of
go
them?
spend $60 on oil. Come change the oil. I bet you it's the oil.
He has got his own card. He just won't fix it, will he?
Yeah, his own car's sitting right there. It
Yeah,
won't
but
start either.
if your daughter's not working, why isn't he just using her car to go to work?
He was using her car.
Uh,
That's her car he
Oh.
broke.
oh,
You know, and he wasn't supposed to be using her car in the first place. He's supposed to fix his. He wouldn't fix his because he don't have AC in it. So he wouldn't fix his. Now they don't have a car with AC in it working either because he drove it back and forth every day, 50 miles a day. That car shouldn't have been drove that much.
well, you know how many summers I drove out in Southern California in other people's cars with no fucking AC, and we had to roll the windows down and just ride.
Roll the windows down
Hot
and
as
deal with it.
fuck. But you just did
Yeah.
it.
You get used to it after about a week.
It was miserable, but we did it.
Sometimes
You know,
you just
I'm
gotta
not-
do what
I
you
can't
gotta
help
do.
you.
Like right now, my car's sitting in the garage. Me and the wife ride share. I said, I'm in no hurry to throw no money in that car right now. I'll
Yep.
just sit on it.
So it's just they got to deal with it. I'm not dealing with it. I told them I'm not in a position to worry about dealing with it right now. Well, can you go look at it? I said, I can't go look at it. I don't have the keys. They wouldn't even bring me the keys. The ex-wife's car, she just, like I said, she had that one car repossessed. Then she got a new car, and that new car, the ABS and the traction light came on.
Mm.
So she's afraid to drive it when it's raining. I said, my ABS, my traction light's been on since I've had my car. It's a sensor. Nothing wrong with the ABS. It still works. It's just the sensor's not being read.
Mhm.
Just drive your freaking car, you know?
What do they
I
expect
said, unless
you
you
to
want to
do?
buy the hubs.
Because one, you shouldn't be crawling around on a vehicle right now anyway, and two, do you even have the tools to work on a car extensively if you wanted to?
Yeah, I do.
Like basic tools, I'm sure you got, but do
Well,
you have
he'd have to find them, and he's gimping.
I have most of the tools that are in my car that could work on almost anything. Because I've worked on them all my life, so I've got a nice sized toolbox and stuff. But I'm not climbing under a car or anything like that because I wanna put that radio in my car because we got a new law going into effect. It goes. I don't know what date it's going. I think it's in August. That now it's got to be hand free with the phone.
Oh, that's you guys are just now instituting that.
Yeah, it's just instituted.
A lot of states
Well,
did
they've
that
had
a long
hands free,
time
but
ago.
they've never really had the law to enforce it. Now that the
Mm.
law has been signed, it's going into effect in August, hands free. I don't
Yeah.
use mine on the car anyway. I usually lay it on the seat, and I leave it there. If somebody calls me, I'll press it. I'll press it and then talk. You know. But I never carry it in my hand.
I think that law's been in effect for at least 10 years out here.
I'm
And the
here.
funny thing is, the people you see using phones in the car are the police officers.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was
Yeah,
like
I
that.
don't mind doing this.
It was like that short. I played that one day on here, and it says me getting pulled over for using my cell phone, and the kid's just driving down the roads looking at his cell phone, gets pulled over and get a ticket, and then shows the cop in his car driving down the road. He's got a fucking laptop radio. He's fucking hitting all kinds of switches in the car and shit. He's like,
Mhm. Did you watch that video I sent you the link to, Justin?
yeah, I watched it. The
What
body
do you
cam
think?
footage.
Yeah, well, body cam foot, but he explained the law though. Is what I like. The guy explained the law, a lot of stuff, and people say, "Well, yeah, raindrops." Like I said, I don't mean nothing. The law doesn't say before or after the rain. It says it has to be during the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I mean, like I said, my thing was I wasn't even arguing about the stop. You, like I said, a good officer can come up with 110 reasons to stop you, but you just need to verify that when you write out the ticket. So
Oh
if
yeah,
you,
because like they say, anybody can drive 20 minutes down the road and end up breaking one or two laws without even realizing it.
there you go. So that's what I
So the
said.
cops will wait for you to do it.
You just got to make it valid because that's what I said about him saying that well, seatbelt law. I said, well, if the seatbelt wasn't fastened, how come you had to take it off of him when you drug him out the car?
All right.
You know, all this kind of stuff. So I mean, you got to explain what's going on here to make it a valid stop. And then when the guys, brought up the verbiage of the law, I said, man, that brings a lot of things into question. That's why I say that, you as an officer, being a trained individual you're supposed to be, yeah, it's easy to get wrapped up when people piss you off and all that kind of stuff. But that happens almost every day. Somebody gonna say something to you, whatever, talk to you crazy, or just don't want to obey your commands. You can't allow your personal emotions take over and just tee off on somebody.
You got to walk
Yeah,
away, right?
and I feel like that job. That's why I was trying to defend the cops a little bit the other day, because I feel like
Mhm.
that kind of job over time could make a good cop go bad
Yeah.
because of the
And
amount
I'm
of
not
just
saying the guy's a
bullshit they got
bad
to deal
cop or
with.
anything.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I can say, and I say sometimes it does dealing with the people you normally deal with as an officer can make you what we say jaded, makes you a little hardcore, makes you a little less sympathetic, makes you less, like I say, less caring about anything goes on. You just see things black and white, boom, boom, boom. That's where you roll and stuff. But you always got to make sure, no matter how you may feel personally. Because my thing is, when I came out in law enforcement, it was right after the Rodney King stuff. So that was heavy on everybody's mind. I mean, it was so bad that a lot of us, when I came out of the academy, we didn't even carry our nightsticks anymore, dude. We
Yeah.
leave them in the car. Wouldn't even get out with them on.
I don't ever
Because,
see, on all the body cam footage I watch all the time, that's one tool I just never see him use anymore, except for to break a window with it. That's about it.
yeah, and
They don't really use
that's what
them.
I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the call, but that leads a trend because that was the big thing the public jumped on, and legal experts jumped on, and can never come to a solid conclusion. How much is too much use of force, and when is it not enough use of force? So if you don't have that nightstick, can't nobody tell you you're beating somebody into submission because that's not the way it's supposed to be applied. You know, it's supposed to be a tool to gain compliance, not beat someone into submission.
Right.
But there is no defined parameters say, okay, after 5 licks, you got to quit. Or maybe it's a bigger guy, you need to put 25 licks on his behind.
Well, that's the problem. Each situation is they have so many different variables that you really
Yeah, and
can't
that's the whole
generalize
point.
that.
So what can happen is you can find yourself in federal court trying to defend your training. Because that's all officers can go by, says, well, this is how I was trained. Now, then the department has to jump in and says, are we going to back him or not back him? You know, Because just like in the what's his name, George Floyd mess,
Yeah.
I told a lot of people, I said the guy's chief and the we call self-defense expert for the department says we do not teach that maneuver and it's not within our policy guideline.
Yeah, hung out to dry.
You know, hung him out to dry. Simple as that. So they're saying that he was out of policy. That's why he was terminated of his use of force, because it was out of policy. Even though he was saying that he was trained like this years and years ago, but it's not part of the current policy.
Oh, most
So
of them, yeah, most of them are
officers
taught to
gotta
put
do
the knee on the
different things.
back.
You know, gotta do certain things to stay within policy, because when you get in the court, they're gonna look at what does the law say. And that's why I said that all the back and forth and stuff, that's neither here or there. I felt the officer kind of rushed things a little bit. He could have waited. He did have other officers there when they decided to go ahead and break the window and all this kind of stuff. So my thing is, why did he feel he need to strike the guy when you have additional officers there?
Yeah,
That's my point right there. What was the necessity for that level of use of force when you have three officers there?
I had a deposition I had to do with the guy and his boyfriend that were arguing that he had stabbed his boyfriend. I'm standing in the room and he's running around the complex with the knife and the cops are chasing him. And he's running down the hallway towards the room again. He said he's coming back towards the room. And the two cops in the room are reaching for their weapons. And I'm watching them run right down the hallway, right to the door. And they're getting ready to shoot him. They were getting ready to shoot him. So I'm standing in between them. I said, y'all better not be shooting while I'm standing here. Like that. And I said, I got him as he comes through the door. And they said, move out the way. I said, I can't move out the way. I couldn't move where I was, the way it was positioned. I said, I can't move out the way. Don't be shooting him like this. I said, I got him. As soon as he stepped into that doorway, my 5-cell mag light across his face stopped him. And I had to do a deposition on why I hit him with the mag light. I said, because he ran in there with a knife.
Yeah.
And I said, the police were behind me. And if they shot, they're going to hit me. So I made sure I took him down.
So
like that.
That's
and I left it just like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Justin, is that my concern with the whole stop is, I didn't argue about the cop had a right to stop him or not stop him, but the level of force being used, I find that hard to justify. When this guy was not actively resisting. You can passively resist by, just going all limp and stuff, which kind of like what the guy did, but it does not justify you striking him multiple times. And that was my concern, was even though people say, was it a closed fist or open palm, whatever, on the first one, doesn't matter. Why did you feel you need to hit him like that when all you had to do once you broke the window was unlock, grab the keys out of the ignition if it was still running, or unlock the door and proceed to pulling him out? It's the initial strike right there. And then the second one, when the other two officers were holding him and you hit him dead up in the bottom of the chin. What was that all about? Now you have him controlled by two other officers and you cold cock him right up under the chin again. That cannot be within policy by any department. Because your whole goal is control him. If you got two officers that got him, in their possession of controlling him, he's controlled. The next step should have been, if you're going to arrest him, you get the cuffs out and you put them on him. There's nowhere in department I've ever heard of that says you can play what's the old game you used to play, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and then decide to put the cuffs on.
Yeah, my thing is, I just don't know why people turn simple shit into felonies like that.
Well, that's always the goal overall. But I mean, things escalate. But that's why I said the officer is the one who's been trained, and he allowed his personal perspective to get in the way of his professional training.
Oh, that I'm saying, yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't get why people will get pulled over you know, for a simple seatbelt ticket or something stupid, and then they just go off the wall and the cops and end up getting arrested. I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Just take the ticket and go.
Pluto
You would
Yeah.
have been on your way in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you go back from the start of this. The guy should never been driving, especially be on a suspended license. You should have thought that day of any days that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have went to school that day. I guess the story was he was just leaving college or whatever the thing was. I said, you know what, you could have skipped that day, dude. You know, whatever the deal is, and knowing that you're on a suspended license, why risk it?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
now, because of a negligent act on your own, now you got yourself centered, centered in a whole controversy of use of force issue. But that's what it's all about. It's about use of force. It ain't about the stop. It's about use of force and what the whole issue is.
That was like a guy I was watching the other day. He got pulled over, and it was just for window tint. And
Yeah.
he starts throwing a fit, gets out of the car, pulls a knife on the cop, and the cop killed him. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Over window tint? Are you kidding me?
Over window tint.
I'm like, you just killed yourself over window tint. I was like, it makes no
Got
fucking
yourself
sense to me.
killed over some window tint. I have people like that. It made it so bad that the lady I stopped, and I told her I'm stopped because of the tent. And I told him, I said, if I can't see who's in the car, who's operating the vehicle, I'll pull you over. Okay. And she told me, well, all the officers come to my shop. So she owns a window tinting shop and
Oh,
get their
she
cars
should
done.
know
I
the
said,
rules then.
I say? I said, did you see me in your shop? No.
When I
So
got my window tint done, I went to the guy and he said, legally, I have to tell you, this is what you can have on the back. This is what you can have on the front. He goes, you can I'll put whatever you want on there.
Right.
He goes, but this is the legal tint. He goes,
there you go.
and I said, no, I said, I'm not pushing it and risking it. You know, I said, just put whatever's legal on the front and what's legal on the back.
Right.
I said, I'm not risking, because Florida, we can have pretty dark windows, but they don't really enforce it anyway. Because I see fucking cars driving down the road where their full windshield is tinted, almost limo dark, and I'm like,
I say, it goes back to what the state statute says, and I know here in California, two things: you cannot. It basically says you cannot alter the clarity of the window, which means no tint at all. And the same thing about license plates: you can't have nothing to cover the license plate. A tinted cover for your plate, get you pulled over, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things that the state law states, but like I say, my whole thing was, okay, I know everybody gets tint for whatever variety of reasons, and I'll go with the fact that we do live in a hot area, especially out here, with San Bernardino, Fontana, where I was at the top at and stuff, and that the sun can damage the interior of a car, heat up, and all that kind of stuff. But my thing is, like I said, I do the line that if I can't see who is operating the vehicle, I'm gonna pull you over. That's all. I said, you can have limo tint in the back windows, back rear windows. You can have limo tint, but that front driver and passenger side, I need to be able to see who's operating the vehicle.
Cheetos.
Yeah, and if you own if you own a window tinting company, she should have known that right off. That just makes her whole argument looks dumber.
Right. And I didn't even go. I just tore out the back. He said, well, the officers come. I said, did you see me in your shop? Thank you very much. I can't vouch for every officer on the department, but I can vouch for me.
Because I told the guy, I said, I appreciate you letting me know that. I said, because I was curious already about what the legal tint was. Because, like I said, I've seen people around here with limo tint drive right by cops, and they just don't seem to really give a shit about what the window tints.
Some don't. Some don't.
A lot of them don't. I've noticed around here.
And go from there. But in most, I won't say every state, but most of them I've dealt with have always said that, you cannot alter the windows at all, or they'll have a certain level of tint that is allowable.
Yeah.
And usually, like I said, if you can't see into the vehicle to see who's operating it,
It's a safety issue. One, it's a safety issue for the officer also.
Yeah, because I think we could have. I think it was 15 on the back and 20 on the front. I think
Mm-hmm.
is what we're allowed to have. If I remember the numbers correctly. But yeah, I told the guy, I said, I appreciate you letting me know that right off the bat, because that was the first thing he said to me when we went to go look at the different styles of tent. He said, he goes, legally, I got to tell you this. He goes, I'll put whatever the hell you want on here. He goes, I'll make it dark as night, but he goes,
Yeah.
it's on you at the end of the
That's
day.
what I felt when I saw that video of that lawyer saying that, this is what the law states. So now it puts into question, was the stop itself legitimate stop? And then everything got sideways from there. Because the guy states, why you pulled me over? And the guy says, because you didn't have your headlights on. And the guy said, it's not raining. But like that other officer, because the guy kept picking on that other officer saying, I can say he's using different words, inclement weather, this and that. And I'm like, well, that's not what the law states. It doesn't say inclement weather conditions you can stop somebody. It says during rain, fog, those type of scenarios. And that's why California changed its laws to say if you're using your wipers, you got to have the headlights on. Because if you're using your wipers, what does that mean? It's raining.
Exactly.
If you're using your wipers, it is raining.
That's why it ought to be automatic. When you turn your wipers on, the lights ought to come on.
Yeah. So that's going to be the whole crutch of that. Was the guy using his wipers? Were the officer using your wipers? All that kind of stuff, and they're going to break the law down from saying that the stop was unlawful, and then from there they're going to talk about use of force, out of policy, and I play here whatever county, whatever they might as get out the checkbook because they're going to write that family some money.
Yeah, and I know in some places, I don't remember what they call it, but they can't pull you over for one. Like if it's like a minor violation, they have to have a secondary reason to pull you over.
I haven't heard
in Louisiana.
Violation is a violation.
Yeah,
like I said, the only thing I got you for is speeding, and I need something else, I'm gonna let you continue to speed.
Yeah, there's some states where, like, if it's like for window tint, they have to have a secondary violation before they can pull you over. They won't. But
that might be because it's window tint is considered a mechanical violation, something that can be fixed. It's a broken tail light type of thing.
And that new law coming in, the hands-free law, they said they can't pull you over for seatbelt or hands-free. It's got to be a secondary. It's got to be another one.
Mm-hmm.
But
if they see you with the phone, they can't pull you over unless you do something stupid. Like all you got to do is change a lane wrong. They're gonna get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or you go 1 mile per hour over the speed limit. They can pull you over for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some cops that have done that too, where they're wanting to pull over a car because it's being suspicious, and they'll wait for it to go, 51 and a 50, and then that's all they need.
That's it. Like I say, if a good officer should know the vehicle code like the back of his hand. And the simple reason is it gives him more leverage to make traffic stops. Because I tell people all the time, I said, more crimes are solved or prevented from basic traffic stops than any other police work you get involved in. Because like I say, that's where you'll find open containers of alcohol or people already been drinking because they got containers in the back seat or whatever the case is. You might see drug paraphernalia, which gives you reasonable suspicion to further your investigation on this vehicle to get everybody out and search it because you see little small baggies with some kind of powdery substance residue in them. You might be able to do something else. You smell alcohol inside the vehicle. You smell marijuana inside the vehicle. So now the driver possibly could be impaired. You know all these type of different things to continue your investigation to maybe go into something bigger. This guy could have a dead body in the trunk.
Yeah.
On a regular traffic stop, you
Oh.
can't ask to go. You cannot make nobody open a trunk on a regular traffic stop. But if you see other things, like you might see a 45 on the back seat or on the front seat.
Yeah.
So now you got the little light bulb going. I said, why you got this weapon in the front seat? Matter of fact, won't you step out and let me hold this weapon and let me see it? And you might be a CCW authorized individual, okay? But until I conduct the rest of my investigation, because I don't know that until we can talk a little more. And that might get me to say, okay, I need to check the trunk of your car to see what's up and go from there. And then I might discover something else. But my main thing is there's something I observed that was in plain sight. And that's the key thing also. What is in plain sight? I can't tell you to open your glove box because it's a closed area and find things there and continue my investigation. Just like I can't tell you to pop the trunk because it's closed and it's locked. But if you have something in plain sight that gets me down the road to reasonable suspicion, then I can continue to investigate what's going on in this vehicle.
I saw speaking of finding a dead body in the car, they pulled this car over because the cops had noticed there was a bunch of bullet holes in the side of it. And so they pulled it over just to find out what was going on. They found out the guy didn't have a license in it, didn't have a license that was driving. And then after they pulled him out, they find out, then they decided to search the car because they had some kind of, I can't remember what the reasoning was, but they had a probable cause to search it. They find the guy that owned the car was dead in the trunk.
Yeah, but like I say, the bullet holes was the reasonable initial stop. Hey, you got bullet holes here, okay? Then they find out the driver is on suspended license. At that point, that vehicle's fair game. The suspended license makes that vehicle fair game right there. Because if worst case comes here, they can impound the car, which means it is evidence of what they need.
Have to
They
do
search that car
inventory on
from
it.
bumper to bumper. So that's what I'm saying. The reasonable suspicion part comes in as you continue to make contact, you continue to get other information, you can continue your investigation.
Oh yeah, like here, cops have to do an inventory of the car if they go to impound it.
Right.
So they have to search it at that point.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So if you find somebody on revoked, suspended, or no licensed driver, that car is fair game at that point.
You know how many arrests Justin made by stuff in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'd look in the car when he's talking to you, and he'd look over in the little console. He'd see a couple of pills.
Right.
You know, and he'd say, "I need you to step out the car." He said, "I need to search your car." Well, I'm not giving you permission. Well, I see those pills in plain sight now. I'm gonna search your car.
Yeah.
Like this, and he'd get him out the car, handcuff him, and they didn't have a choice.
Yeah, the whole thing is that the guy said, "Well, that's my prescription." I said, "Okay, I still need to check them because pills are labeled, as we say the word score, certain ways for prescription drugs and illicit drugs.
Yeah,
still scored a certain way." And what Justin probably need to do if the guy didn't confess to something, whatever, he can call DRE, which I was trained to be drug recognition expert, and says that doesn't match a prescription type of pill. So we have to think it's some type of illicit type of drug, and that's we go our investigation from there.
It tells somebody, "You have any drug paraphernalia, anything in the car?" No, and then he find a pipe.
Yeah, there you go.
He find a pipe and said, "What's this?" You know, what's
That's
this?
it.
Now,
and I said, back in my day, a lot of the guys, and Joe and Lance would definitely remember the old little small film camera cylinders.
Yeah.
The film would come in.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was very popular back in the 90s with people putting weed and cocaine and crack and all that kind of stuff, transporting in that. Okay. So that was, when we say that, you know, I always say the same thing. I said, "Dude, what kind of camera you use?" They're like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Got you.
You ain't got no camera?
There it is.
Back here. So now you told me you don't have a camera. You don't know nothing about no camera, but you got all these film canisters in your vehicle.
There it is.
That's when they turn to Dre. Oh, that's just my drugs, you know.
Yeah. So like I said, your experience and your training helps you out when you see this stuff. And they think like, well, you can't go in there and open that. I said, dude, I asked the guy about camera equipment that is associated with camera equipment back in that time in the 90s.
Mhm.
So he
I
tells me
remember
he
those.
don't know left from right with a camera. So I was like, well, what's in the containers there?
What's up, Jody? Yeah.
We found out he's got weed or he's got crack cocaine or whatever else in there. Okay, he's got speed. We can hook him up. Let's go. Like I said, it's a number of ways. Like I said, if you know your vehicle code sections, there's a number of sections you can get somebody to justify your stop, and then once it goes from there, plain sight is what you see, and by talking to the individual, and that's why I said that whole stop there got confrontational way too fast for what the initial stop was all about.
All right.
And
They
that's why I
should've
said
just-
the officer just lost it, unreasonable use of force, and somebody's gonna write a fat check to that family. And to
Yeah,
the
all they
Lord.
had to do was break the window and just drag him out.
Like I said, if it got to that point, yes, that's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. We had plenty of officers there.
But he couldn't drag him out. He had his seatbelt on.
Well, he undid the seatbelt. He undid the, that's what makes so bad, Mark. We broke the window, opened the door, and they was trying to grab him out, and they realized he got a seatbelt on. He reached right across of him and got the seatbelt. But he had already hit him prior to that. That's the whole point. I can see, if he struck him, maybe I can say, okay, he struck him to distract him because they had to get undo the seatbelt because the guy wouldn't undo his own seatbelt. That you can say that he was being resistant at that point. But that's not in the order it happened. He broke the window and then boom, nails the guy. I'm like, you're not there yet. You can't justify that.
Pop's like, look over here.
Yeah.
He's unbuckling the seatbelt.
I can see once he broke the window, got the door open, the guy, was trying to fight them to get out of the car.
He
Then
wasn't
you
a very
strike
big
him.
guy neither. That
Yeah.
that
Then
dude
you
was
strike him
probably
to
140
distract
pounds, maybe.
him, to get the seatbelt off and drag him out of the car.
Like I said, that
is
dude
easy
wasn't,
to-
and that
yeah.
guy wasn't big at all. He looked like
No.
maybe 120, 130 pounds. He didn't look big at all.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. Is just the escalation of force didn't match the situation at the time. Didn't match it at all. And I said the worst one is when he punched him again when the other two officers were holding him. I said that was like that seals the deal right there. Because you can't nobody on the, and I said, and it makes the chief look kind of stupid. And the DA, who's going to want to answer for this, because they already did a DA investigation on this, and the DA said they didn't want to press charges. So now you got to realize, why didn't you press charges on this officer when it was obvious that he struck this individual out of policy?
No, he said it to.
And what got me was the second punch when they got him out there and the guy comes up to him and they got three cops holding him and he punches him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right, that right there, they're right, and that's going to put the DA. You see, right there, the DA threw himself on the bus for not pressing charges and all that. Because I say I got hit up for that. What you call an IA deal. We had a handful of juveniles running around a movie theater trying to go into other movies and stuff like that. We pull up, get about, I think 5 of them, I think it was, got them all around the car. They range in age between 17 to about 15. Yeah. And I was the backup officer. First officer's there doing a pat down. He told them put their hands on the hood of the car. That's what they all did. And as he's checking each person, I'm following him and watching the guys. And he's checking this one guy, and he's down. The officer's bent over, doing a pat down search like this. So he's out of position. I'm his backup. The kid raises up straight and puts his hand on his waist. I did what you did, Joe. I cracked him in the back of his head with my flashlight, told him, put your hands back in the hood. No sooner than 5 minutes later, here comes the mama come around the corner, and what's the one thing come out of their mouth? He hit us for no reason. You know,
Oh God.
so I get sent up to IA, and I have to explain what happened. And I say, hey, I'm the backup officer. I'm watching the officer who's doing a pat down search. They were instructed to keep their hands on the vehicle hood. This individual stood up straight, put his hands in his waist area. So I stepped right behind him, boom, nailed it. And the officer who was there verified the same thing. I was doing the search, blah 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 on this kid. Another kid stood up, put his hands in his waist.
Yeah,
There's an officer safety issue.
that's right.
You know,
Just
I didn't like the way my department. I felt they were throwing me on the bus. But
Hey, Paul, no matter
know,
how many times you look at it, they're not giving you money back yet.
Yeah,
What's
but
that?
you know what's changed is the number of them have sold 65.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that price, you're gonna get a lot of folks gonna jump on that deal.
Yeah, all these people getting scammed.
Yeah.
So you're
What?
in a good bunch of people.
What has you gotten a response back from the seller yet?
Nope.
Well, did you report the account as a scam?
Yep.
Okay, because
Yeah.
the more
Well,
people
I
report it, the
guarantee
more
you that guy's
eBay's
not
going
gonna
to look at it.
he's not gonna answer anybody's questions. If he do, he's gonna say, well, it'll be shipped out. And that's why it's when I buy something from somebody on eBay, I always tell them right when I buy it, I said, send me the shipping information pronto.
Well, the thing is, too, is like this guy just started the account like 2 days ago, and he
Oh
sold that
no.
many. He sold that many already, but if enough people report it and eBay can catch it in time, they can get rid of the account and refund
Yeah,
everybody
they get
their
rid of
money.
count. So Paul bought this thing off somebody who had 0 sales or less than 100.
Yeah,
Zero
he didn't
sales,
have
0 reviews, 2 days old.
no, it wasn't
Yeah.
0 sales because he had like 30 something sold when Paul
Yeah,
bought
they had
his.
35 sales when
But
he
he
bought
didn't
it.
have any reviews or anything, and it was
Yeah, no,
it showed the account was only a couple days old.
that's a big red flag right there.
And it
Big
said it
red.
was coming out of China.
Paul's colorblind. He thought it was white.
Back
He
to
said,
that.
it's a green flag. It's a green flag.
What was that, Mark?
That's a major red flag. I always check for that. See how many they've sold. I check the reviews of what they sold and how long ago did they last sell something to somebody.
Dre, did that guy, going back to that seatbelt thing, did
Mhm.
he actually break protocol by leaning into the car across the driver while the driver was still in the car to do that seatbelt? Surely he shouldn't have even done that.
Well, like I say, this is where you talk about resisting arrest. At this point, that is a call by the officer in the spur of the moment. I've had to do it. Sometimes that you have to do it. And at the time
Well,
when he did it, he had other officers there, so he had backup. So by
Yeah.
him reaching in and unbuckling, because there's no way they're going to get that guy out of the car without unbuckling that seatbelt.
Yeah, but that's yourself in harm's way, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what I said. I would not do that if I was out there by myself. Now you got officers backing you up, okay, you know, and I say it's something that needs to be done because you're trying to get this guy out of the car. And like I said, he wasn't really actively resisting. That's why one of the charges was resisting arrest without violence. So basically, he was being passive aggressive. He wasn't following the officer's commands, but he wasn't really fighting the officers physically. And that's a charge we put on protesters a lot of times. Resisting arrest without violence. But what do protesters do? They sit on the ground, they go limp, all that kind of stuff. Same thing in a car. You're not following the orders of the officer because the officer told him, get out of the vehicle. He didn't want to get out of the vehicle. So that's something that you have to, be judging yourself to make sure you can handle things yourself. Like I said, if I was by myself, I wouldn't put myself at risk like that until I have backup. Depending on the size of the person, there's a lot of things you got to determine to make a move like that.
What is that?
And that's why I was saying, Mark, about when that first strike happened, if he would have did that strike, then quickly reached in and grabbed the seatbelt, I would have said, okay, I get that logic, because now you want to distract the driver while you want to reach in to get the seatbelt undone.
Mm.
But the problem is he broke the window, struck the driver, then fumbled around with the door for another minute trying to get it open. You know, and the guy's just sitting there, you know, had his hands up for a little while, put his hands back down. I'd be like, ooh, you don't get to put your hands back down. Them hands stay where I can see them.
Yeah, you don't put them back.
You don't put them back down. That'll cause you to get shot and stuff. And that's what I'm saying, that I cannot see how the chief of police or the prosecutor did not suspend this officer. You know, some kind of punishment should have been dealt on this officer on this stop of the actions that he took.
Yeah.
And I understand that the video from the driver's perspective was not in their possession. It was all they went by their body cam, so different perspectives of everything else. But from seeing both sides of it, you know, body cam footage from the officers and this kid's phone that was running for about the last 2-3 minutes of the whole ordeal, things definitely went off the rails.
Was that an Air 3S Flymore kit or a regular Air 3?
Hang on a minute, I'll tell you.
And Paul, there
Paul,
was
the
a
more you
button that
look at it,
said,
it ain't gonna make it do it any faster.
and Paul, there was a button on there that said buy another. I think you should hit that a couple times.
Oh, do you?
I don't know. He keeps looking at him. It looks like he wants to buy another one. You just leave it alone and wait.
Trying to find that.
Patience,
list.
Paul.
Oh, wait,
Patience.
I found it.
Did you find it?
Yep, I found that actual seller too.
Moving on to something a bit different. Is your president right in the head or what?
Depends who you talk to.
It's an
July
Air 3, Air 3S.
Would you believe that on live television, he slagged off the Lord Mayor of London to the Prime Minister?
What do you mean?
He started calling the Lord Mayor of London a load of names to the Prime Minister while he was on television.
Well, hey, makes a mistake.
Well, he was
You talking
calling
about
it. He was,
derogatory names, or he just misidentified them?
No, derogatory names.
oh, I don't see a
That's
problem
who he
with that.
is, Mark.
Yeah, you're good.
Somebody's a jackass. You call him a jackass. There.
Yeah,
He tells it like it is.
That's who he is.
Yep.
Well, what the average person is used to is like somebody in that position, whether they like the guy, don't like the guy, or everything, smile, everything's wonderful.
Yeah, it's all robotic talk.
Yep.
Hey, no,
Everybody, all
Jody,
of
he's
them
got
sound the same.
confirmation that it's pending still, and he's looking at it 24/7 right now. So he's hoping it changes while you're watching it.
So, let's see here.
Put the post up again, Justin. I need to see more about this account with no sales.
So this is the
30
account
sales.
here.
It says 0.
Yeah, and it says seller feedback, no feedback. Join July.
No
25th.
feedback. Join July 2025.
That says 35 sold. I thought it said 65
Yeah.
sold, Paul. Paul
Look
said
at it.
that.
Look
It
right there.
did. When Paul showed it, it did show that.
Yeah, it says 65 sold right
right
there.
here.
But right here on his opening name, it says Cabby, whatever he is, 0.
That's enough for me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, nah. Mm-mm.
And you know why nobody's done this yet? Has done any kind of reviews? Because I
Nobody's received
guarantee
them.
all 65 of those were probably sold within the last 2 days. So none of them have gotten any kind of shipping yet, or have had the opportunity to receive them. So
you want me to buy it again?
There is.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul. You know, you
All
might
you
as
do,
well.
whatever
You need
you
to have
want,
somebody
Paul.
stroke you again.
3 or 4 of them. I think 4.
It's pretty much.
I mean,
anybody would have 65 of them to sell.
not unless some dude, because it said he was out of China. So unless some dude robbed a fucking truck in
Well,
China.
they might have got a whole package of them in.
You can't
Well,
fit
I'm just saying,
5 of them
even
all.
even a legitimate used Air 3S
And these are just
goes
stock
for at least
photos.
what,
These are
five,
brand
600
new.
bucks still.
You know, the
Does-
other red flag is these are just stock photos too.
Paul, they're not brand new. It's a scam.
No, they're brand new. It says so.
I understand it, Paul, but I said, what does the normal used price for Air 3S go for?
They're like
About,
1,400 or
$1,400.
1,500.
$1,400 for a
The
used
fence
one.
rest.
You think you're getting a brand new one for under 200?
That's
And
why I
it's
bought it.
Now, if it was just the drone only, I would say maybe,
Paul,
but
eat all
not
that
for the
sugar.
fucking whole fly market.
See, I don't understand why you didn't hit the buy more button a couple times.
We eating all that sugar, Paul.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's
60 of them
Scotch
sold,
though.
you know?
yeah. But
Yeah,
the problem
65
is,
suckers.
it went up 30 since just last night. So
Yeah. It's up to,
that's what I'm saying. None of these people have received any confirmation, shipping confirmations, nothing yet. So
Mhm.
there is nobody to give a review yet. So
But I'm just thinking on top of my head, no matter, like I said, unless they fell off the truck somewhere, there's no way, no how somebody's going to sell a, let's call it $1,000 drone for under 200 bucks and think they're going to make some money.
yeah, and it's giving free shipping, Dre.
free shipping too.
You know, and my thing is, you know, on top, I mean, there's just so many different red flags. I'm like, no, can't go down that road.
Well,
Yeah,
it is.
especially
It doesn't cost a penny not to send it.
yeah, that's the thing though. The free shipping thing is another huge red flag because it's coming out of China, though it's got tariffs right now. It's like, yeah, how the hell are they really making any money? They'd spend that much just shipping it.
Thank you. And I can see it. That was a bid process where, you know, you got lucky and got the last bid, but that was a buy now deal. That's
Yeah,
what
but
you really got.
eBay still guarantees it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how eBay, but how you pay for it, what the deal is, eBay gonna take you forever to get your money back. Now, if you bought it through PayPal off eBay, they refund you pretty quick.
Paid for it by card,
But
didn't it?
eBay may take up to 90 days or longer for this to get resolved. But
Contact
they're gonna
seller.
give the seller the benefit of the doubt to produce this product. And then once they get involved, they're gonna say, well, we'll contact the seller directly. If they don't respond to us in 14 days or 10 days, what the case is, then they'll say, okay, we'll process your claim.
I should make an offer for like $10 and see if he takes it.
Tell them 100 bucks.
They got our best offer on it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Paul,
contact
you
the
gotta-
seller. I'm gonna
you
say,
gotta get ahead of
stop
yourself.
scamming people and send it off. I literally just sent that to the seller. Stop scamming people.
And what were you looking for originally? I thought you were always sold on your Air 2S or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, but I thought, what the hell? If I could get one that cheap, it'd be nice to have a standby, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not that cheap. I mean, that's cheaper than a Mini 3.
Yeah, but what would you guys say
Well,
if I do get it?
You know what? I would say
We
God
don't
is
even have to.
happy. That's what
There'd be
I
a
would
lot
say.
of people out there shaking their hands. I should have.
Nay,
Paul,
Like
we don't have to think about it. Ain't happening.
like I said, the chances of you running across a great, I mean, an amazing deal like that, there's always a possibility that could happen.
That's
Just
right.
because
Not
of
in that
some
case.
weird shit. But the chances of that actually happening are 1 in a billion chance that might ever happen.
So what you were saying is the first recipient of the Paul Murray Squirrel Award is Paul.
Paul Murray Squirrel Award.
It's Paul. Look, you got a little bushy tail.
Actually given not far away.
So you got the first award, Paul. We're gonna put you on a plaque. And it's gonna say for buying the Air 3S on eBay for $199.
Well, yeah, there you go. Put the $199.
Where the fuck do you go to
like
report
buying an
somebody?
Air 3S on eBay is not a bad thing. It's just that yeah, you gotta put the price on that and also put the fact the guy had no selling history.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm going to make the plaque now.
Well,
Going to do
and
it.
to be honest, though, this is where eBay should be catching this kind of shit because they should know what an average cost of an item is on a brand new item. You know, I
You got a
understand a
point though.
used
eBay
item.
should catch it.
I understand a used item that maybe it's not made anymore because then anybody could ask whatever they want for it.
Right,
But
but
being
this
a
will be
brand new
brand new.
item, that should automatically kick a red flag in their algorithm saying,
Mhm.
why is this $1,500 drone being priced for $200 with free
Yep.
shipping out the door? That's just sketchy as hell.
And like I say, when you go to that thing up there, it'll show you all the other listings for that same item, and you see the price range is too dramatic, way off the mark.
How do you report a listing? I've never done it on here. Trying to figure out where you do that at.
That was a fly more come. I'm gonna pull it up on my screen and see what
Yeah,
else comes besides it.
I'll put the link in the chat for you if you want.
Anything wrong
You
with
don't have to search for it. It took me a minute to find it.
I don't think it's probably not even listed. That's why I wanted a fresh listing. But they might have took it out because I don't see nothing on here for that. Not at that price.
Well, I put the link in the chat. It's just it took me
Yeah.
a minute to find it.
But like I said, that's the link that he used to buy it. Is that the new link or current link? Is it still valid?
Yeah, because I had never been on the seller's page before, and I just went and found it a minute ago.
There it is. I found it. Here it is. Now it says 66 sold, but I'm thinking you scroll down the page. and it
Bob
tells
bought
you-
another one.
No. I'm just going to tell you. If you go down the page, it'll say similar items. Some similar items. There is a list of a DJI original Mavic Air original for $549. DJI Air 3S new $1,860.
Right.
Another one, Fly More combo, new $1,584. And you go down to what customers ultimately purchase, DJI 3S Fly More combo, $1,584 new. Someone's got new in stock, same thing, $1,513 new. And I don't even see a used one on here. So that's that's what eBay usually looks for, is price range different. And your price range was too far out of the parameters.
Exactly, and that's where they should have caught it. Like that's crazy.
Yep, they should have flagged this big time.
I don't know if you can report somebody if you hadn't actually purchased something from them.
No, because they can always say, well, hey, I don't want it. Maybe they got it from somebody died or something. I don't know. But yeah, you got to be more careful on that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and like I said, they should have. Yeah, I said the same thing. They should have flagged it. And like you said earlier, if that was the start of like a week and a half long auction or something, I could totally get that. Because that price would get up to over $1,000 real quick.
Real quick.
But
this is a buy it now item, and I'm like, no way, because like similar items, even the original Air, $549.
But even the Mini 4K is over $250.
So
well, somebody had a Mini 4 Pro for parts for $179.
Yeah,
it's just the drone by itself, parts only. What does that tell you?
So now it's up to 166 sold?
160. He said he only had 10 left.
66.
66.
No, 66.
This is what
you bought
mine
another
says.
one. Huh?
There's 73 of them in people's carts.
There's that many people out there because some of those people might not know nothing about drones and just assume
Yeah.
They might think it's one of those cheap drones from Walmart and they have no idea what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they think they're just buying $100, $200 drone, not realizing that's actually a $1,500 drone, you know. Somebody that doesn't know nothing about them, they might be buying it for somebody else or something.
Don't be talking about Paul that way.
And there are three dots in the top corner that has a drop-down menu that says report item.
I didn't see that on my screen. I was pressing,
No,
going through
I
all
don't
the
have it on
menus.
mine either.
I think you might have to be an actual somebody who actually purchased it, Ron, which I think is dumb. If you should be able to report suspicious listings to have looked
Well,
at.
and if you go and type in contact eBay, there's no phone number to directly contact eBay.
Oh, you
No.
can't call it anymore. That
You have
was
to do
about
everything through
18, 20 years ago. You got to do everything through messages. That's why they always say that don't contact anybody outside of their own message system.
right. Somebody says, "Oh, let's take this conversation over to WhatsApp or let's take it over to Messenger." You tell them no,
Nope.
absolutely not, and then you report that they told you to do that because eBay can see your entire conversation.
Yep. That's for your protection.
Their
So if
algorithm,
somebody says something out of bounds or try to make a false promise and then they try to lie to eBay, says, no, I didn't. I said, we got it right here. Between the messages, you guys sit back and forth.
on the
Johnny
net,
Drone Flyer says he'll sell you a Mavic 4 Pro with RC Pro 2 controller for
Don't
$500.
listen to him either. He's a scam artist as well. He's over there conspiring with Cabby.
Hard to like Johnny, I tell you.
He says ship date estimated at March of 2016. That's my buddy Johnny. That's
Yeah.
It's
the same.
2026, Paul.
Yep.
He said 16.
Oh,
They're
2026.
their algorithm in their messaging doesn't allow you to put messages with email address or phone numbers in. It cancels them and tells you that you can't send it.
Yeah, see, that's a problem they're having on Amazon right now with some scam listings. Is they're actually putting in the description to contact them on WhatsApp, and they give you the number and everything. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why isn't Amazon flagging that in the description of the item? That's why Amazon refunded me for that phone, because that seller was actually cussing at me in the chat. And they went back and reviewed the chat, and the customer service manager that I talked to on the phone was pissed about it. She was like, she goes, "No, we're going to deal with the seller." She goes, he should.
Well, how did you get to talk to
like
somebody at eBay?
No, that was Amazon.
Oh, Amazon.
Yeah, he cussed at me. He said that's not my fucking problem. In the chat, when I told him that the tracking number was screwed up. The minute they saw that, they were like, "Nope." They gave me my money back, and then the post office found the package the next day, ended up delivering it to me because they got the tracking numbers screwed up. But that's the kind of protection you get, because they can go back and review what was said.
Yeah. This ain't a bad little deal right here. The Mavic 3 Enterprise, 6 batteries, Pro controller, charging kit, plug, everything, 3,200. That's reasonable.
Does that seem too low, or is that?
No, it's about, to me, that's reasonable for a used one. You're not saying how much mileage you got on it. He said this unit is brand new, just arrived from DJI. Now he's blowing smoke up somebody's butt. Battery 3 in case includes. He shows a picture. This is where the red flags come. He shows a picture with a total of 6 batteries in the case. Okay, but down in the description he says he's selling it DJI Mavic 3 Enterprise drone body is a high quality, durable frame design, blah, blah, blah. And he says, this unit is brand new, just arrived from DJI with used controller, battery 3 in parentheses, and case. Well, it always comes with a case. That's nothing to do. And so 3 batteries, even though the photo has been more, even though the photo has more. He's only selling 3 the batteries with it.
Well, at least he's being honest, though.
Yeah, I said,
It's,
why are you showing me with 6 batteries and you're only going to sell me 3 of them?
He probably used some stock photos.
Or some.
That's what a lot of people
a
do.
personal photo. This
Oh,
ain't
is
stock.
it?
This is he might have got somebody else's photo.
Yeah, or he had extra batteries for another one he had, and he just wasn't selling all of them.
Yeah,
I mean, it
because
could be a
when he
whole bunch of
shows
different
more
reasons.
pictures, he shows it without the props being put on, like it is brand new.
What's up,
Shows
Russell?
the props in the bag, but the one in the main photo, Justin, already has the props on it.
Yeah, okay.
But
Because there's a lot of people that will sell shit instead of taking the pictures of the items themselves. They'll just go on Google and download a bunch of stock footage.
Yeah,
or pictures.
I get that when it's a stock plane, but this one's showing this one in the case, already got the buttons pushed on the battery. So like 5 of the batteries are all lit up, and the 6th battery sitting over by itself, and just like I have mine set up. But the props are already on the drone with a big old fat sticker, the DJI sticker on it. But when he shows the other photos, there's no sticker on the top of the frame like he has in the first photo, and no props on the drone itself. Then he shows a picture of all 4 props in their plastic bag still.
Russell said, I have never opened the Air 3S and would not sell it for any amount. It's my spare in case I need it. So he's got one brand new in the box.
Yeah. So all the other pictures show this drone without the DJI sticker on top, like he did in the very first video, first photo.
Somebody was selling an M30T in the hard case with I think he showed 4 batteries being charged in the charging case
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook over here the other day. Can't remember how much he was asking for it now. He said he bought it for a job, used it, and has no more use for it.
I hope that was a very high paying job.
Yeah.
Because I think with that kind, even with the new lower price, you're still talking about 10 grand. And I said, if you didn't make over 10 grand for that job, you're still coming up short.
Well, he wasn't asking that much for it.
Either
Yeah,
that or he got over his head and thought he was going to make it and realized
Let's
he didn't
see.
want to do it or something.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, I mean, you buy a drone for a job and now you're going to come right back and says, I'm going to sell it. And you're selling it, you got to sell it used. And you sell it for less than what you paid for, you're losing money.
Well, and that kind of makes you wonder too, like, would a professional like say like you or Daryl, would you guys buy a drone just to use it once and then sell it?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So it makes you wonder, like, was that guy even supposed to be flying drones? Did he even have the proper license? Like, how the hell did he get one job to buy a drone and then turn around and sell it?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
that just sounds weird.
Even if the guy is in business, it's a very poor business model that you would go out and purchase a high dollar item like that just for one job and then turn around and have to flip it for at a loss.
£5,150 he's selling it for.
So he's selling for half right there, Justin. He said for 5,000 change, it was 10 grand. And when I bought mine, it was 16 grand.
Yeah, not to mention it's like
it has a separate case for the batteries, doesn't it? With a charger built into it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that was the only thing I can take from that is it was somebody that got way over their head.
Yeah,
they thought they were going to do something.
Model decision, but I'm saying
now they're trying to get their money back.
A reasonable price for that, something like that. I would say 7,500.
It's
And
got lots.
I might even go far as 8,000 because he has the extra set of batteries.
It's got the speaker and the searchlight with it as well.
The big one, like I have.
That plugs in.
Yeah. So that right there, that thing, when I bought mine, that was $2,000. I think it sells for 1,500 now.
It's
So $5,000 is way
The-
below
the
market
megaphone
value.
and speaker is £1,800 new here.
Yep.
Well, that's
So
5,000 pounds. So that'd be what, about $8,000 US.
Well, nearly 6, 5, 7. So yeah, about 8.
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, that's way below market value. So that would make me a little itchy.
Well, like any business, when you buy an expensive tool like that for your business, that's an investment for multiple years, not just for
That's my
one
whole
fucking
point.
job. I mean,
You
it'd be
would
like a
get
tow truck company buying a tow truck to do one tow and then selling it. That makes
right.
no fucking sense.
And that's what's even makes less sense to me, Justin. When I see people on Facebook talking about asking somebody, do they have a such and such drone so they can rent from you or borrow from you to do a job. I said, why did you even bid for that job? Why did you accept that job and you don't have a drone for it?
It kind of makes you wonder if they even know what the fuck they're doing at that point because
Right. And I always tell people, they ask me, I understand you got such. I say, yeah. And they said, how much will you rent it out for? I say, well, if it's one of my Mavic 3, I say about $4,000 a day. And they go, well, why so much? I said, if you screw it up, I'm going to have to spend $4,000 in change to get what I lost.
It's
at
also
least a deposit. Yeah.
It's also got the Wi-Fi dongles for the remote and the drone as well.
Yeah, that seems really low.
I said, I'm not in the used car business where I got plenty of cars sitting out in my lot.
He said
The rental car business.
It said the total cost that he paid for it was over 12,000.
Yeah.
So he's
That's
selling it at half price.
Yeah, that's either some kind of scam or somebody got way over their head trying to get into drones and didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and now they're trying to get some of their money back.
Well, the thing of it is, as we all know, there are people out there that have more money than they know what to fucking do with it.
Yeah.
You know, they're few and far between, but they don't think anything of a few $1,000s for this and a few.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It could have been somebody that had money that wanted to just do a drone thing on the side as something to do, to get out of the house, and then just realize they didn't want to do it. And they're like, "Fuck it," and
Like I said, Justin, you don't go out and spend $10,000 on something you just want to screw around with.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
like I said, you get into something new. Like I say, even like golf, you don't go out and buy a $1,000 set of golf clubs and your ass is just starting. You go out and buy you a $200 set of golf clubs or whatever else, or buy an old set.
So you figure out if you like the game or not, right?
Yeah, till you figure out what's going on. You don't dump that kind of money. I don't care how much you may got, but that don't make a bit of sense.
Some people will, though. There's some people that just want the best of everything, even if they're getting into something new.
Yeah, I say God bless them.
Well, that's why I always tell people too, like back when people would ask, what kind of drone should I get as my first drone, and everybody would always go to the most expensive one. Oh, go get a Mavic 2 Pro. Why? Just tell them to get a mini and find out if they even like the fucking fly. Have them spend a couple hundred, like $300-400, get a mini, fly that around.
This one is for you. You're the first recipient of the Paul Murray Squirrel Award.
You've been sitting there the whole time making that shit.
Yeah. Buying an Air 3S on eBay.
Joe's got,
I should say combo.
Joe's got way too much time on his hands since he got an injury.
Yeah, speaking of which, I gotta go because I gotta go to wound care.
All right, man. Take care.
Oh, is that where the hot chick's at?
Where the hot PA is,
Ah,
the hot nurse practitioner. Woo! Well, I can't wait for her to cut my leg. When she starts rubbing on my leg, that's gonna be good today.
okay, Joe, be careful.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Hey, Joe.
You're gonna get Karma, Dre. It's gonna be some 300-pound dude. Karma.
Yeah, he got me last night.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Feels we got a heat index of 103 right now. Ugh. High at 97. It's only 93 out right now. Our heat index is gonna be as high as 106. Ugh. At least the Atlantic's pretty calm right now. All kinds of tropical storms. Oh, a Category 2 hurricane out in the Pacific, heading towards Japan area.
Buddy. Hey, Boomer. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi, bud. Joy. Look at this. Good boy. Good boy. He's a wackadoodle. Good boy.
I remember when Bella used, I have to lift her up on the couch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she was like him, jump off anything. What's new?
Who's over at Paul's house?
Getting by all right?
You know,
Yeah.
Sounds like an older guy.
Next week.
What'd they find out?
Nothing. They just did a whole bunch of tests and this is the follow-up one.
Lose some weight.
Nobody's still heard from Jim, huh?
no, don't think so.
Yeah, I tried calling his phone. Was it yesterday or the day before, and it was disconnected.
Said it was out of service.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen with Moon? Something happens to you. Right? Well, I started thinking about that. And if you don't have anything to say what happens to you,
I won't be on tomorrow morning either.
you know? is
Appointment.
what happens to whatever it is. You haven't
Got to go and have a
anything?
heart, ultrasonic heart
Yeah, I
scan.
used to have
tomorrow.
a will, but
And they made it barely, but they were in bad shape.
Who are
but
you
it's
talking
been
to, Paul?
changed.
Paul, is somebody at your house?
Yeah. You guys want to keep going?
I'm about to jump off here in a second.
Okay, let's close it down then.
All right, I'll catch you
Okay.
later.
Okay, everybody, we'll see you later today.
Yep. See you later.